a bitch an inch, she will take a mile and open up a room. And I'm the type of bitch, listen, I take advantage, full extent of the white man's laws. I'm calling the police, filing complaints, and filing lawsuits. I'm not arguing with you hoes. The white man said sue bitches and have them arrested. Yes, white man, thank you. Thank you for your laws. Thank you.
All right, let me just say this segment of Healthy Debates is sponsored by John Kitover for Congress. If you like John, vote for him. Congress, I think whatever assembly seat that was, 16 or 17, John's on stage. He's our clubhouse politician. But let me say hello to Poochie. Pooch, what's up, Big Stank?
What's up?
How you doing, bro?
What y'all doing so late running the room, man?
Well, you know, I wasn't on the app the day other than this morning. And I kept getting text messages offline that I'm missing all this drama. So I came in, I said, oh, so what I miss? If it's about somebody...
Hey, Nye, I know that you've been in Hollywood, but where are you born?
I'm born and raised in Chicagoland area in the Midwest, but yep, I lived in Hollywood. California for 20 years, and that's why I had to tell somebody yesterday. I sent a message far and wide of Clubhouse to the person who's doxing. I made sure that this individual knows. Listen, my resources and connections, based on my 20 years in the industry, are very long and wide. Dox me, and I will just very long and wide. Dox me, and I will destroy your fucking life. Okay? I know people who will find anybody if need be. So yeah, I'm sorry, I just went off on a tangent. That's that spooky coming out, Jackson. Midwest girl, and yeah, I worked in Hollywood for about 20 years until I came back. There's my girl coming in. I won't say her name, but she knows who she is, and I love her. Shout out to my boo, Marley boo. Hi. I love me some Marley. Happy Saturday, Marley.
Hey, Marley. Hey, Pat. Hey, HR. Kim, I see you, Kim. E, how you doing? Elizabeth, good to see you again. Man, Elizabeth's been coming to my room for years now. Good lady right there. Summer, how you doing? Notorious in the house. Guys, we're going popcorn style. If you have something to say, disrespect one my policy. Now, I do need to step away for 2 minutes. So I'm going to leave it to you, Adams, and Pooch, the big Pooch.
No problem. It's popcorn style, guys. If you just came into the room, the chat, the poll at the top, if you don't see the poll, that means you have to update your app. Some people are not sure how to update the app. So you just got to go into your Apple Store if you have on iPhone, or Google Play, I think, if you're on Android. Download the most recent version of Clubhouse. Come back in. You'll see the chat the poll, which is X, et cetera, et cetera. So between Clubhouse and X, I get my fill of the fuckery. But I'm addicted to Clubhouse because I have people on this app that I appreciate, and I like to tap in with to see how they're doing, seeing what they're talking about. The love is reciprocated when I don't, kind of feel that need for others when they want their celebrity gossip, or they want to talk about conspiracies. Because I am a proud card-carrying member of the Conspiracy Theory Society. I put on my 10 hat daily, and so we like to talk. And I love that. I have this saying: your vibe attracts your tribe. And so I have found my tribe on this app, and I love these people. And even though some of these people I don't know personally, I feel a spiritual connection, that energy, that exchange of energy on this app, and I will defend these people. That exchange of energy on this app, and I will defend these people. And some of y'all might be like, well, so-and-so is not worth you defending. So-and-so, I said I will, if I have to get ratchet, I can, because I won't let people walk all over me. But if I have to defend people who are good, some of us spend all day in this person's room, and when the shit hits the fan, folks are like, well, they had it coming. The same people who like to laugh and kiki and be up in this individual space, now they're nowhere to be found when it's time to defend. And you know what? I'm not gonna throw our friend under the bus like that, right? So defend your people. Be good to your people on this app. If there are people on here that you like and appreciate and respect, whether you know them personally or not, if you get a good feeling rises and you can subtly, safely defend them from bullshit, be an honorable, righteous person and do that. I feel like people, it speaks highly of your character, and I think people you defend might appreciate you for that, right? So I'll land. The stage is open.
Yeah, I'm with you now. I'm definitely addicted to the app because I'm busy enough where I don't need to be on that. But even when I'm busy, I find time to come on here and listen for a wide range of reasons. Like sometimes I go in the rooms and they're philosophy rooms are like super intellectual and I learn a lot. And other times, people on here going crazy and talking about shit that just cracks me the fuck up. I don't know. It's a different type of social media than I've ever experienced because I grew up when Facebook started and all that good stuff. So I don't know. It's something is very transparent even when people hide themselves. Something is very transparent about hearing somebody's perspective.
Yo, everybody, if you like healthy debates and you want a little bit of a spicier side, I pinned Press Hollywood on the top. Just that link and join this lady's house. She's amazing. You have great time in that, promise.
Oh, thank you, JB. That's so sweet of you.
So, like I said, I got to step aside for 2 minutes. I'm going to let you guys run it. Let's get some more people in here. Ping, ping, ping.
Poochie, go ahead and finish. I don't know if you had a chance to land. Go ahead.
No, that was a good interjection because I was done. But yeah, apps just I don't know, it's just interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely addicted to it. Nah, I'm with you on that.
It's crazy. I'm an old goat. There was a time where, like, the biggest interaction that I would have with someone was in Yahoo chat. There was a time where Yahoo had chat rooms and you could go in there and talk. I mean, there was only typing and maybe a little bit of voice if your mic was good, but it just was not as interactive. You couldn't see anyone's face, anything like that. And so this app is really great. I think for me personally, I think I like the old Clubhouse better, like how it was before they did the big change. I liked it the way it was because it was just set up nice and it was easy to find, what you were looking for. And now maybe I need to do something because I'm seeing all these rooms pop up in my feed and I'm like, I have no desire for 95% of these rooms. When I look on the list, there's maybe 2 rooms at any given time that I may want to join. But other than that, it's just a bunch of hogwash. And yeah, so I usually get on here and I try to find people who I feel like are intelligent, but still have the ratchet side. Because sometimes, we be here for the smoke and we're here for the shit, and you want to, talk shit and hear people get the shit beat out of them, verbally. But other than that, I want to hear intellectual talk and people being smart, and I like to learn things, and I love to be around people who don't think they know everything and are always willing to learn. That's always fun. So, but yeah, I'm glad I fell in here tonight.
Is this your first time in Healthy Debates Room?
Unfortunately, I know the next time I probably see this and it'll be a totally different conversation. It'll be totally people in here, and I'll be like, who are these stinks? But for right now, I'm happy to who's in here.
Jasmine, we usually don't run rooms on Saturday nights, but, me and Nine Adams had a conversation. I said, let me open a room. But rest assured, ma'am, there's piece of shits in the VIP section right now. And if this was any other room, I'd point them out. But tonight, I'm not going to take any headshots. I'm really trying to bring the temperature down. Listen, the people that I've been around for 5 years, people that I've got to know, like Nye, I know Adam's offline. Poochie, I'm hoping to get to know offline. These are good people. I'm not going to surround myself with scammers and scumbags and lowlifes. So that's just welcome to Healthy Debates. You'll see we have some good conversation. Like Holly just came on stage. She's a great lady, great mom.
Hey, y'all, I'm back. I put my kiddos to bed. Thank you being such a wonderful mother.
Jordy's coming back up on the stage, I think. Jordy, welcome back to the stage. Did you kind of want to chime in on, your experience on Clubhouse? How do you like Clubhouse? Are you addicted to Clubhouse? Are you kind of indifferent to Clubhouse? What kind of rooms do you like going into? The mic is yours, Jordy, if you would like to speak, sir.
Jordy. Bueller.
And then, of course, we always have to deal with this when people either come up on the stage and call them and they don't unmic, or they sit in the goo, listen to the conversation, and then come up and don't know what the hell you're talking about. Go ahead, Jordy.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
No, you're all good. It's okay.
As you already might notice, I forgot to put on my mic. It's my second time using the app Clubhouse.
You are forgiven, sir. I'm sorry for talking shit. Go ahead.
I'm from the Netherlands.
He's not. Go ahead.
The reason that I'm using this app is because sometimes when I come home after a long day of work or something, I just feel the need to still have a conversation with some people, and then I thought this would be a good option.
I like that. Let me ask you something. You're from the Netherlands? Okay. Do you like the Hives? Are you familiar with the Hives?
With the Hives? I don't know what's that about.
Okay. They're a rock band from Sweden. I mean, it's kind of
no.
Okay, I know it's kind of the general area. It's kind of the same region, nearly.
I'm from the Netherlands, so everything around the Netherlands, I'm not so aware of that good.
Oh, Jordy, let me say this. You're welcome in Healthy Debates anytime. I think you got a cool accent. I think some of the ladies in here are going to like you. But let me give you, stay away from the women in here. They're dangerous.
Yeah. So, I think it will be fine. But thanks for warning me.
You're welcome. Let me say hello. We have Ollie and we have Dolly. What's up, Dolly? Long time no hear. How you doing?
Hey, JB. I'm doing so good. I've really, really enjoyed listening tonight, the last couple of days in all the different rooms. It's really given the old school vibe back of having real conversations with real people. That's why I joined Clubhouse. I think I'm addicted, yes. Part of the reason is because it's adults talking to adults. I work with children, and so I'm oftentimes in the goo, and I just listen. So I feel like, and I've changed my name. I changed my name because my clinic got doxxed. I have a child and adolescent psychiatric clinic.
Hold on, wait. I'm being serious here. Well, two things. First of all, I discovered Nye, so I get 10% of what she makes. But how did you get that? You got doxxed on this app, you mean?
I did. Well, at the very beginning, it was so much networking. It was like a blast. Like the networking was incredible. And I own my own child and adolescent psychiatric clinic. And so then my clinic got doxxed and I started getting these really weird phone calls to the clinic. And so I changed my name just to Hello Dolly is my favorite movie. So I changed it to Dolly maybe like 2 years ago. So it's really funny because a lot of people don't know who I am, but they know who I am and they just don't know that they know who I am. And
I have no clue who you are, but go ahead.
Yes, and so it's nice to reintroduce to everybody again, but I really, really love having the adult conversations. Whether I love it around election season. That's definitely one of my favorite times.
Well, let me ask you this question. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I'll forget.
Sure.
And I'm not trying to dox you, I promise. But how long did it go on? How long did it go on for?
There was three messages, and then I blocked that number, and then I just changed my name and didn't go in that room anymore.
I'm so sorry this happened to you, like sincerely, because I've been doxxed. Other people in this room have been doxxed. It's not fun. I don't understand how. Unless you deal with kids in the psychiatric care, but maybe you can explain why some of these people. Why do they do that? Why do they take it off the app? I can't understand.
To try to get under your skin, to try important, to try to give themselves a name, and that's unfortunate because I really feel like at the beginning it was so good. It was so good. I met so many people that I could be real with, tell them my career, tell them my job, tell them what I do, and we could connect and come up with some ways to therapeutic music groups and networking. It was really, really good at the beginning. And so it kind of stinks that I feel like I have to hide who I really am now and I stick in the goo mostly. But that's just safety wise, I guess. I don't know.
I have to tell you, and there's no bullshit. When I close this room, until I go to sleep, I'm gonna be like, who the fuck was dialing? Like, I don't want you to say who you were. I'm just saying that I'm gonna be like, damn, I know that voice. I just can't picture who she was.
Yeah, I've been on since 2021, so I know a lot of these voices. I know a lot of you, and I've listened to you guys for a long time and appreciated what I've learned, and I love the adult conversations. So yes, I'm addicted, but it's also because it gives a new perspective. It takes me out of my. I swear, working with kids, I've lost a lot of my big words. My language has gone down. So I just love to listen to adults, even cursing, even some of the banging. It's like, okay, yeah, this is kind of fun. It gives me out of my my world. And so I love healthy debates. I was sad when it was gone for a little while. I'm so happy that it's back. It's feeling a little more reminiscent of the old Clubhouse, which I love. So, yeah, that's why I love Clubhouse, and I would say now I'm addicted.
Well, I have to tell you, and this is not me. Nobody feel bad for me, but running some of these spaces is very, very stressful.
Oh yes, moderation. And when I attempted that, and then I couldn't take the heat. I can't handle the heat. Like, you guys are rock stars, absolute rock stars. And I appreciate, and Dr. Adams, I adore Dr. Adams. They're hilarious and smart as shit. All of you guys are so smart. That's what's really cool about Clubhouse, is that the IQs, but not just the IQs, the outside, the abstract thinking, it's just different. It's different ways of thinking of the norm. And that is something that I love. I love. In psychiatry, you always want to look at every possible reason, or, dive deeper, and you guys dive deeper. And I love that. I love it. So I'm so happy you're back, Nye. I'm so happy to see you. And I just, I'll be in the group. I come up sometimes, but not as often as I'd like to. So, anyway,
well, you're welcome.
Love it.
You're welcome here anytime. Thank you, and thank you for coming back. Yeah, Healthy Debates is definitely back, and we're not going anywhere, even though people are trying to take us down. I don't know. I think the more intelligent conversation you have on this app, the bigger bullseye you wear. People would rather have the dumbed down crash out rooms. Like, there was a room about me today that went for like 2 or 3 hours, right? And people would hit me up like, what are you going to do? What are you going to say? I'm like, I'm not saying shit. I don't care. The more they talk about you, the more they come to your rooms. Hate. And the haters stoke the engine of success. I guarantee if I open a room, more people hate me than like me. But they still show up, Dolly. Keep it bringing, baby. Let's go. Speaking of mentally ill, what's up, Devil Agent? Malone, are you there? How you doing?
Here.
I know you're here. I see you. I hear you. Have you got help with that mental disease?
Well, it's a good thing. I just got back to Canada, where at least all the treatment, I don't know if it's actually helping, but any treatment I'm getting is paid for by the
Bro, let me tell you something, man. This is how I know you're full of shit. Because you said it's a good thing I'm back in Canada. Nobody in their life has ever said it's a good thing I'm back in Canada.
Nice. It's a beautiful day, though.
So, Malone, we're talking about people's experiences on Clubhouse. I know you've had a roller coaster ride. But I like you. I think you're a good dude. I can't wait to meet you in real life. Let's have some pizza at Spumoni Gardens.
Oh, yeah.
But what is your experience like on Clubhouse?
It's been incredibly educational. Talking to people who I only heard about, in podcasts or in the news, and I honestly didn't believe it. And then to be able to interact with people and, just see how crazy people actually are, what we're dealing with. I would say I think it's radicalized me a bit in certain ways. I think my tolerance for nonsense has gone way down. But I'm grateful for the education I've gotten and the friends I've made.
Well, I tell you what. Jordy, hold on one second. Let me just say this to Double Agent, then I promise I'll come right back to you. Double Agent, I bust your chops because you have a good sense of humor and you get what I'm doing. But I do have a lot of respect for you, and I do like you as a person. I think you're a good man, so I just want to say that.
I feel the same way.
Thank you. I fooled another one. Jordy, go ahead.
Yeah, what I found out about the app when I just installed the app and I was just scrolling through a few rooms and I was just joining randomly, so just to see how it goes, because my reason to is just to talk to strangers and meet new people, learn about other people. It's what my interest. But when I joined some rooms, I've been not so very welcomed in all rooms. I've been making fun of, or people like
no, send messages. No, send messages. Jordy, so we have a couple of terms. So if I say land your plane, Jordy, so we have a couple of terms. So if I say land your plane, that means stop what you're doing. That means stop what you're doing and just finish what you're saying. It's on Clubhouse.
All right.
Okay. Have you landed your plane, or are you still continuing?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to share. And if you also had the same interactions on this app, now you deal with it.
Every day. Every day, bro. I just had a room about me for 3 hours from every day. Every day, bro. I just had a room about me for 3 hours from lunatics screaming about me. Tear you apart. You're welcome in this space. I'm going to make fun of you, but it's all good humor. But let me say hello to Trayvon real quick.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
I did my PTR, but it's not. I was trying to change my PTR to an airplane landing to tell Jordy if he's ever talking on a stage, and if he's ever on a stage talking and he sees a person's photo changed to an airplane landing, that's their way of telling you that you're talking too long, so wrap it up.
Jordy,
look at my picture right now. Yeah, you'll see that. If you see that image, that picture right now. Yeah, you'll see that. If you see that image, yeah. But you're cool. You're cool right now, Jordy. Just some shit.
Yeah. Everybody that's good and bless us out of mind. Bless us to the lovely people on the stage, not from the audience. Shout out to my guy, who spoke for me, man. One love to you, my brother. Welcome to Clubhouse. But on that note, getting straight to the point, my Clubhouse experience, I'm going to keep it relatively brief. Came on here when Clubhouse actually started. I've been on here for some years. Of course, Clubhouse for me, it was kind of like an outlet going through, first, it was really to get my voice out there, as I'm a freestyle artist. I love freestyle music, freestyle hip-hop and poetry is my thing, definitely. But, as at that time I was going through a very toxic relationship, you know what I mean? Clubhouse became more so my outlet, my way to connect with people who was going through the same thing that I was going through, who could provide me a little bit of insight. At that particular time, I didn't really trust therapy and whatnot. So Clubhouse for me was kind of like therapy. Going through the process, met a couple friends, or what I thought to be friends, come to realize that, a lot of people on Clubhouse is not who they really say they are. Definitely, even though it's a social app, we tend to draw these connections with these people. Reality of the matter is, if you ain't met them in person, you really never know what they expect. For me, I had a couple friends on here I thought was real, turned fake, but hey, that's life, right? So other than that, got to the point to where now, I'm in a position to where I'm creating platforms to be able to connect more with the people that's undergoing domestic violence, as well as be a voice for people that's going with domestic violence, and put a smile on people's face. Because all I know we need it 2025. I'm going to leave it at that. Pass that love, peace, and blessings after that.
Yeah, I love that shit. Get Adams.
So,
Paul, you seem to have a lot to say about me when I'm not around. The stage is open, bro. You're more than to come up and share your thoughts on me. You don't have to hide in other rooms and talk about me. I'm right here, baby. I stand on my square every day. Yeah, I'm not. If it don't apply, let it fly. But to me, any man that goes in another room and talks about another man is a bitch. Straight up, bitch. So if you got something to say, bro, hey, I'm going to give you grace and space. Come to my stage. Don't hide.
Crazy? You know what's crazy, Jay? I know you went and, took a nice, lovely woman shopping. I personally worked and, made a pretty good bag today, A lot of these people just seem to be miserable. Shout out to a lot of these people that claim curriculum with their kids. They're not sitting down and doing the first week's worth of homework. I mean, to me, it's very bizarre.
You know what's bizarre to me, Adams, and I don't disagree with you, but here's something else that's bizarre. A grown-ass man will go in another room, call a man who's not even there, call him a rapist, a sexual predator, and then when you come out there, balls shrink. Come to the stage. I'm being respectful. I'm not yelling. I'm not screaming. This space, I try not to yell and scream. But if you got something to get off your chest, bro, come to my fucking stage. And I'll tell you what, I'll even clear the stage. It'll just be you and I. If you don't feel like people are ganging up on you. Don't be a bitch. Dad.
You know what's crazy, Jay? In these political spaces, everybody's complaining about inflation, right? There's not a politician good enough to appease anybody on this damn app. I don't care if it's a left politician. I don't care if it's right. People are complaining. Nobody has enough money. Everybody's complaining about inflation. Why don't you get a second job? Why don't you get a second job? Is anybody paying any of these people complaining about inflation with wives and kids at home, okay, with kids that just started their first week of school this week? Is anybody paying them to be on this app to be running up their mouth like a messy washerwoman about other men's business? It's very strange.
You know what's strange is people. I'm gonna tell everybody. Here's who won number one at Clubhouse, and this is really the God's honest truth. There's no secrets on Clubhouse. If you say something in some Pakistani room, it's gonna get back to everybody. Men gossip worse than women on this app, and that's a fact. Women will talk. Women will talk about women like you're fat, your titties are saggy, all that other bullshit. But men, oh my God, you guys fucking.
Chalk it up to experience and chalk it up to the game. Many of you guys know I grew up with some kids that were on reality television. They filmed at my graduation. I've watched a couple of reunions from some of the housewife best. Some of the men on this app airing out people's dirty laundry, or what they think is people's dirty laundry, is nothing short of an Andy Cohen Bravo spectacle. And this is supposedly heterosexual men, which is crazy. To me. I mean, when somebody made a comment earlier this morning about the feminization of men, welcome to Clubhouse, folks. You have a bunch of men.
No, Adam. You get so right. I said it. The pussification of men.
The pussification of men. So welcome to Clubhouse, folks. These men talk a big talk about how we need to, drag women out of the workplace and, put them at home and, disenfranchise them. By the way, these are also the same men that are currently living in two-income households and complaining about inflation. Let's just add that context. These are the same men that they hear of people gossip. They open up whole entire rooms with other messy drag queen men to put this man in his place. Like, I mean, this is like a freaking drag queen version of bad girl stuff. Like, this is embarrassing.
Well, Adam, let me jump in. Now, I sent you a text message. We're going to be doing a poll. You guys run it for 2 or 3 minutes. Let me say this, and it's really true, right? My man Trayvon came out. I don't know this guy in real life. He's always been smooth, been nice to me, respectful.
In the office with
he comes up and says, "This is my mission. This is what I'm doing.
Heading in.
This is the dude we should be embracing. Not these idiots that are running around doxing people. If you don't breathe air into the fire dies out. How about that? Let's embrace the good ones instead of putting them down. It's ridiculous. I know it sounds like kumbaya because I'm calling Paul a piece of shit. Talking about me.
You're not deciding how much you're paying
because, here in New York, we got a saying. You can always shove shit down somebody's throat and say they're full. They pull on full. You got something to say, man up and come up. No, I run why I put the poll up, please.
All right, welcome to Girl, if you don't join the house, come up to the stage and stop tripping. Stop tripping like that. Well, I'm not tripping. We're from another listener. And
Real Chicagoans woke up this morning relieved that the Department of Justice is finally
their experience on Clubhouse. If you yourself have been
Penske franchise program is officially launched, and we're expanding national.
Yesterday, some of you may have seen a false headline in the New York Times, and the headline was terribly misleading. It said House Republicans are, quote, adjourning until September to avoid a vote on releasing Epstein material.
How are you a hoe with STDs in your eyes and Diddy, and you come into my room talking shit and you want to adopt me? Bitch, you better stay out of the freak off to go get your eyes and your ass tested. So if you got mess like that out in the streets that people know about, do not come on Clubhouse to shit we find out. We're telling everyone.
Well, to piggyback off that, that's what it needs to do a poll up. Who's more hypersensitive of both? Men are crybabies, women are the worst, or gay men? Please vote. I'm curious what people think. You're not going to offend anybody because nobody gives a fuck. Get out.
So, to be honest with you, I feel like the gay men on this app, shout out to Ion, actually hold their composure more than some of the most masculine men on this app.
Amen. No, amen.
California Christians strike again.
And you said a mouthful right there. He holds it down.
Don Gimme. I mean, these are men.
Do you still want to abolish ICE? Do you still want to abolish ICE?
I don't know if you're in the Matrix.
I joke about that, but at the same time, like, they stand on business, they protect women, they actually don't gossip in the same way that a lot of these other men gossip like it's crazy.
Go through the DC
Well, I'll
guard.
say this,
You will see them going into the streets of Washington when they come in. There are other
in
units
my
we are
opinion, in
prepared
5
to
years on this app, the single greatest content creator on this app is Ion. That just means not even close.
What's easier?
Because he doesn't
100%.
And I have nothing but love
It's just a shame we didn't have a great
I will tell you
in charge of Mr. Trump.
But,
we
and I'm
need
saying
Mr.
that because I
Trump.
think he's a good human being. He does protect women. Ollie, you wanted to jump in and I want to say hello to J-Lo.
Wait, hold on. Did you move Jordan? Because he's trying to come back up. Did you move him?
I didn't touch
Yeah,
it.
That's a tough one to answer, right? I'm in. I think.
Anybody else in the house? Come on. All the way in the back.
That he's and his response to that was, your eggs are dry, you're old, you're washed up. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, why don't you take that? Oh, dude, it's fucking unreal. And then, then I had this woman who got offended because I was not teen woman, I guess, enough.
This is the office. This is where we come in.
She told me that I would die alone.
This is where we do all the and as you can see, there's not a lot here.
I mean,
they just moved in here prior to COVID, and so I don't think they actually moved in totally. I started putting some pictures up, as you can see. I went to the White House. Please, can I have some pictures?
Oh, and they look great.
I'm going to tell you why, Ollie,
I begged for the frames.
Federal agencies that are involved overseas work hand in glove. If you are at the State Department, you're above the CIA. Tucker wasn't lying when he said, I didn't know my dad was in the CIA.
In my life.
He knew he worked with
Alphas on the
Tucker's dad.
I would have to go with men.
Was not
with
just
men,
CIA.
Fighting and whoever.
I've explained it to people that
I've seen so many.
Trump has cut my face
I ran my thing.
$2,800.
Shayla, but let me ask you, do you think they're alphas though? Because I think they're betas.
Wait.
Because I don't think alpha
I
males.
think they're alphas, but then all of a sudden,
And now it's down $350. $2,800 is more than
And a lot of them are a bunch of fat.
Welcome to the
A lot of them are a bunch of fat dudes with a bunch of baby mamas, razor bumps, and a beer gut. Like, that's what it comes down to. Like, a lot of these, like, think about the amount of time that these dudes spend on this app complaining about women. How do you have the time to cultivate relationships with these said women?
Not the razor bumps. Wow. Before I go, give me 1 second. Before I come to, let me just say hello to Mary. Howard, what's good? Yoel, Victor, Shy, you're beautiful, Shy. I don't care.
This special edition of Immigration and Customs
Tisha, how you doing? Love, Mama, how you doing? Jay? Guys, the pink ticket, please cash it. KP, my brother from another mother, was
what
good.
can I have agency over? What's that, girl? I think of this lie.
Man, I'm chilling. But I just want to address Adam real quick.
Newly released body cam video shows gunfire erupt between a gunman and police outside Grand Sierra Resort in Reno, Nevada. After police say the suspect walked into the resort's LA area and started shooting. The incident on July 28th killed 3 people, including 2 friends from Southern California who were in town for a bachelor party, and injured another 3.
Alpha beta of false prisoners that try to,
gunman was police in Central Hospital, where he was later placed. Investigators said they have not identified a motive for the shooting or any connection between the suspect and the victim. The shooter had no criminal record and no known mental health issues.
Man, KP, I hear where you're coming from, and respectfully, and you know I respect you. You one of my unks on Clubhouse, okay? But respectfully miss me with that, okay? Because some of the men, and I'm not talking about you and the space that you guys run. Y'all got it together. And a lot of y'all have gone over the finish line and have accomplished a lot more things than some of these young men with dirty dreads, pants hanging out their ass, and talking shit up on Clubhouse could ever dream to accomplish, okay? I'm talking about the young YNs, okay? Yes, I said it. Get mad? Yes, I'm talking about them young YNs, okay? They just discovered what politics, they just discovered what politics was when Donald Trump started running for president, and all of a sudden black women are the enemy, okay? These men don't know how to run a household. These men don't know how to save. These men don't know how to provide. But for some reason, when they come up into your spaces and they hear the way that you guys have accomplished certain things, they try to play a certain act on this app of people who are they pretending to be. That is my whole point.
Yeah, I'm about to get up out there and give me something to eat now. Go ahead and cook it.
Man, I'm going to say real quick, I ain't going to lie, back to Adams, girl.
Okay, because they need to do better. Okay, they need to do better. It's unacceptable. No. Hold on. Because again, I'm a lot older than I sound. Okay, I'm closer to 40 than I am to 21. So looking at the way that these kids are moving, okay, it's unacceptable. Okay, it's absolutely unacceptable. The behavior is unacceptable. The smoking out in public. Okay, the freaking hair going in 5 different directions. The pants hanging down to the ass. The freaking Pro Club shirts looking like a dress, okay? It's unacceptable. I'm tired of it. I'm absolutely tired of it. So yes, I'm going to continue to say young YNs because I'm absolutely sick of it. Sick of it. And I'm also behind it, sick of the justification that for some reason, there's this battery that's been put in these young men's back on this app to attack women indiscriminately for no fucking reason. For just the sun coming up and having a pussy. There's no discernment, okay? There's no listening to these women. There's nothing. It's just like, let's just attack black women. So when you say that I'm going after the young YNs, why don't you check them young YNs that are opening up rooms bashing black women that could, quite frankly, be the likes of their grandmothers and their mothers that aren't out in these streets getting their back blown out. That is one of my biggest points of contention with this whole fucking movement.
Is this a gaslighting room or something? Like, this has got to be like...
Who's gaslighting?
For Omar Bartov, I thought made a very good case. Raz, what's his name?
For the intention?
But they don't have access to the information that would say there are orders to do, X,
Listen,
Y,
I don't know. I just was convinced by their arguments, but try to convince me elsewhere. I just know that...
What arguments? They're civilians. Who cares what they say? Do you think any of us give a shit what any of them have to say?
No, I'm talking...
They have no power or no say in the government in Israel. So what does that have to do with
it? Let me put it like this, Buttercup. Let me put it like this.
Let's not get hung up on semantics, okay?
Hold on, Buttercup. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt for 1 second, and I'm going to explain something.
Can I just finish speaking?
No. Strongest army in the Middle East almost that was able to, do what they did to Hezbollah and do what they did to Iran. That the IDF, our heroes, brothers and sisters, nephews and sons and daughters are committing, because you're probably here because you probably do want to learn, but you did come in a little bit where you're like, I highly doubt it, but we're giving you the benefit of the doubt because listen, if somebody wants to learn, we have so many smart people in this room. I don't profess to be one of them.
I hope we can learn from each other.
Exactly.
Well, we've learned from people like you a lot. That's the thing. So we've already learned that. I think it's on your part to actually learn.
You don't know anything about me. You don't know where I stand.
We know plenty about you, Buttercup. You're brand new, but people like you. Sure, not a problem. I just want to say people
in the last room I was lined up with all the genders.
Are very vocal about their stance. You're very vocal.
We all believe in.
Good. We found common ground. Now let's.
So it will stay like this. It will stay like this.
So I think that we need some new ideas, and some people think new ideas are anti-Semitism.
No.
New ideas, yeah. What are the new ideas?
So I talked to Daniel about it earlier.
Do you believe in a two-state solution, Buttercup? Do you believe that Palestinians deserve?
I wanted to ask. I already asked one question, and I would like.
Let's take that question. You asked me if I think it's a genocide, if it's intentional for brothers.
originally came in for. Because I was like, I was going to vote on the poll, and then I was like, in terms of what? Yeah.
I'm gonna be as respectful. That was a whole lot of nothing, bro. You want to vote? Vote.
Hypersensitivity to what, though? Because I first with you, Jay.
My experience is, and if it don't apply, let it fly, people. But a lot of the men on this app are straight bitches. They gossip worse than any old washwoman I've ever seen. The women will come at each other, but they'll say, you got saggy titties, you got a fat ass, whatever these women say to each other. But the men, woo, and then what they'll do is they'll say something they know has maybe 1% nugget truth, and they'll the fucking gossip, the rumors, all of it. That's the men on this app, right? Is this jerk off still in here? There's a guy in here earlier who called me the most egregious names you could call a man in another room without him knowing that I saw what he said. Amazing to me. Amazing. Right? And then when I call him out on it, he wants to back down. Some of you men are straight bitches, and I just how I feel. It's my opinion.
A bridge club.
They're using innocent
She's right.
civilians to go into...
Hamas is committing war crimes by using their people.
Why are you saying? Hold on. Why are you saying that they're innocent? Let's say, okay,
because they're children, elderly people. Even if they're guilty, they're not actively Hamas.
How do you know? How do you know that they're elderly? And who did you speak to?
They spoke to the press. These people were they put their we know everything about them.
So I will tell you this, okay? As an IDF, like as your family that were in the IDF, okay? If it was indeed an illegal command, first of all, they have the obligation to not follow it. Okay?
They did. They fought back.
Like they don't need to fight back. Okay? They just
did.
need
Their
to say, "I'm not doing it."
Too bad. Their commander said, "Tough shit. It's not your job to worry about war crimes." That's what happened.
So I'm telling you again, please listen to me, okay? Every soldier in the IDF, and you can ask any person that was in the IDF, one of the first things that you learn in basic training is an honor to command. Unlike other armies that tell the soldiers you need to follow every command, the IDF is actually one of the first things that they teach us is how to defy a command, okay? It's called a command with a degel shachor mitnoses me'alea, meaning with a command with a black... Okay, got it. So I will tell to the others with a black flag waving over it. Those are commands that we are commanded not to follow. They don't need to. And if the commander say tough shit, it cannot. He has no authority to say it. Those soldiers overrule him. Now, if they really did commit crimes or were told to commit crimes, you do not go to the press. Okay, you can go also to the press, but there's an independent judicial system in the army that is not under the chief of staff.
They went to the press. They went to...
What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean when it failed? Hold on. What do you mean it failed? That they didn't find merit in their... because, the judicial arm of the army has no obligations to the army. They have an obligation to the law. Okay? It's always been like this. Is why they prosecute soldiers that commit crimes. If they went there and they told them, as you said, it failed, so they go to somewhere else, like Shovrim Shtika, that their barrier for accepting a testimony is does it defame the IDF? Sure, then we support it. So I'm asking you, you said that they went to to file a complaint and it failed. Can you elaborate? How did it fail?
So I think we need to talk about specific cases because I don't know every single case, but I will say that it is a bureaucracy, right? Like whenever you file something in the IDF, you're going through a bureaucracy. If you know anyone in the IDF and you've been in the IDF, you know it's a giant bureaucracy and it's hard to get anything moving. If it's an urgent matter, they're going to go to the press.
That is not true. I've been to the IDF and I can tell you that you can.
It's almost comical what it does.
You can go to court within 2 days, okay? It's not a bureaucracy. And especially, there's a difference between someone stole my kit bag or I lost my kit bag, then we're committing war crimes, okay? It's not like, okay, please take a number, we'll call you in 2 weeks. It's not the same.
Why is there such a huge backlog of war crime complaints that have been filed? There's a huge backlog in the IDF. They're just sitting on it.
Where are you getting this information?
I'll find you a link.
Oh, we want to see it. We want to see where this link is.
But when you read the link, okay, you need to read inside the article what is the source. I mean, whatever publication you might have, they are not like sitting in the computer. And just so you know, the fact that crimes are committed or that soldiers do things that are not supposed to do, it doesn't mean that Israel or the IDF are committing those crimes. Now, did you ever check how many soldiers were prosecuted during this war for like looting or for like all kinds of stuff? Because the system is working. I don't know what kind of backlog you're talking about. I know that the system is working. Also, they're not necessarily waiting for complaint. Remember the Steteman rape allegation? There was a Nukhba terrorist, okay? A Nukhba terrorist that told a doctor in the prison that he was assaulted. The doctor filed a complaint. An investigation was opened. They raided the base. They took the videos. They arrested the people based on the complaint. So what backlog? We saw it in real time happening. We saw it live. Not only that it happened.
You mean with the Sde Taman case?
Also.
Are you talking about Sde Taman?
The entire story came from Israel. It wasn't like a whistleblower that revealed it. No, everything was exposed, revealed. Even like, where do you think we got the videos from Sde Taman?
They didn't release the video. The video was leaked, to the press.
Leaked by who? Leaked by who?
Someone inside the base. There were countless. There were countless soldiers.
Do you know what kind of operation?
To the press.
So tell me how it goes, okay? So this.
You read the Haaretz articles, right? Did you?
And I'm getting my sources not from Haaretz, but
okay. But Haaretz interviewed dozens of people who work at Sde Taman that talked about sadism.
But hold on. I understand. I'm using critical thinking, okay? So the story broke because
our brothers and sisters are crying for help. They're blowing the whistle, and you're calling them liars. That's what's happening.
Well, the fact that you're calling them whistleblowers, maybe you're the lying. You just believe them without no evidence. But I want to do critical thinking with you for a second, okay? So to kind of examine what you believe happened or what you were told that happened. Sure. So this Nukhba terrorist went to the doctor, filed the complaint. He moved it forward and filed to the military police. They started an investigation. At some point, you say that someone in Sde Taman knew about it, like he was told that this happened at this moment and that the fire was complained, and he went and to the control room, went back to the time, recorded the video, risked himself, sending it to the press. Like, this is what, like, how did he know, like, what to look, when to look? Like, how did it happen in your eyes? Because he's talking to a doctor, okay? And the doctor filed the complaint. There is no, like, a bulletin board, like, hey, those are, like, the complaints that were filed today.
Daniel, you're right. I don't know the details of how that maybe it is Israel that
released that. Just to make sense. Right. We don't know the facts, and I also don't know the facts.
I don't know who released the video, but I do know that there were dozens of young soldiers who were forced to serve at Sde Taman who spoke up about what they saw there. So do
you have their names, or
yes,
it's all anonymous?
Very few of them put their names on it, but some did, and some of them are interviewed with their voices concealed. But at least one of them put their name on it.
Amazing. So they saw stuff that they didn't like. In Sde Taman, and they complained. As far as I know, I think they shut down Sde Taman afterwards because they were complaining. But
yeah, that's right. Even the Israeli system has shut it down and asked them to fix problems.
Yeah, but that will show you that there is no backlog, and when complaints are made,
they are addressed. They couldn't look away, but there are other cases like this.
No. So that was all breaches, but genocide. So where are all the, like, if you're talking about Sde Taman and you're taking
there were no consequences for the rapists also. There was no consequences. They're free. They're all walking around.
Hold on. With all due respect, as a woman, I would suggest don't call anyone a rapist unless they are convicted, okay?
Exactly. No convictions. Please. What does that mean? What does that tell you?
Why? Because, let's see. Did you follow up on the story?
Yeah.
Because that, okay, so the Nukhba terrorist was then, after the allegations were made, he was sent to the head of the Shiva hospital, okay, that examined him. And he issued a report. Did you read the report? I will tell you what the report said, okay? The report said that the bleeding that he had in his rectum, because there was the bleeding was inside, but nothing on the outside. The determination for him was that it was self-inflicted. That basically the only way that only the interior will be damaged, but nothing on the exterior, if you understand how an anus works, is that he
there was at least one case where there was reconstructive surgery. Like there was completely
but it doesn't mean that anyone raped them. And you are blaming people.
I mean, I've seen numerous interviews of people who claim they were a hot rod was put upside, like people, not even prisoners that were convicted of everything. They were let go. They were completely Israel arrested them during their raid, and they just all men. They rounded them up, and then they let them go, and they said they had things like metal rods shoved up their ass.
Who said that?
Multiple. I mean, it's Palestinians who you see as incredible, but they looked. It sounded. I think we should give some credence to what people are saying when they come out of Israeli prison.
No, so I tell you what, I hear every day 3 new allegations, and some
Why
of them
are they all telling the same story about the hot rod, even though they weren't in the same prison? How do they all have the same story with the hot rod up there?
I don't know the communication, and once they go out, they can be told. And again, if you follow the rate of allegations that are coming against Israel, it's like we get 3 a day, new ones, and then we have like a week or 2 weeks later, if it goes to mainstream media, retraction. It can also be the cover of the Time magazine. It could be a heartbreaking story. They don't check, and they just believe, basically like you do. You are here, basically with nothing but allegations, no evidence. No convictions, no nothing, but you are very convinced, and you are not only convinced.
No, I'm not very convinced. I give credence to the voices of the soldiers on the ground. The soldiers, the kids, 18-year-old kids who are forced to do this, who are being put in traumatic situations, right? That's who I'm listening to, and I think their voices need to be elevated.
Well, it's no, they need to be, no. The fact that someone says, and no, I'm sorry. Repeating a lie doesn't make it true. You need to investigate and find the truth.
I just told you to link what happens when they investigate. In 80% of cases, they just come up with no finding. They don't give a shit.
So
that's not what it said in the article.
All right, what does it say in the article?
It said either they have 88% are unsolved, or they found no wrongdoing. So I don't know where you're getting, or your comprehending skills are coming from.
It basically proves to the point of
accusations as well.
Allegations are cheap and fast, lies is cheap and fast. Investigations find the truth, but you allow soldiers with crimes. You don't care about facts, because if you did, I want to tell you.
Soldiers who say they're being forced to commit crimes.
So if the voices of people that saying that you are a rapist,
listen, if it was just one case and that was the only evidence, that would be one thing, but it's not.
I understand. So you say, I say, so basically repeating it. So this is why I said 4 of us will say that you're, not just me, one crazy, 4 of us.
Then there's more credibility, yes. When multiple people accuse someone of rape, there's more likely chance
of rape. So I guess you're a rapist.
Believe that you have raped us?
Okay, so yes, she was willing.
If all of us said that I agreed to.
Get off your crazy horse. Come on, that's crazy.
If 4 people are accusing me of rape, I probably should be shunned, I probably am a rapist.
No, I'm sorry. Truth is, repeating a lie doesn't make it true. We actually care for the truth.
Because there's high stakes. There's high stakes.
Are you smart? Where you know smart growing up?
You have your own head. You know whether or not you raped us.
If 4 people gang up against you who are trying to kill you and say you raped them, that probably means you should be ostracized.
You're running like a Motorola.
Just like in Western.
You kind of grok the complexity of it.
But couldn't I just use a Windows Millennium Edition laptop?
True, you could.
That still accesses the internet, I assume.
Windows 2000 is actually, Windows NT is decent.
Windows Millennium Edition was not. It was that even more awkward phase between Windows XP and Windows Vista. There was Windows Millennium Edition before that, and if you thought Vista was bad, oh my.
Yeah, we had an HP laptop with Windows ME. It was dog shit. I liked XP.
I didn't mind XP, but Windows 2000 was honestly like perfect for like a single-threaded computer.
Back when computers could only have one thought at a time. That was great tech. I loved that. Now we got asynchronous, we got thread pools, we got service workers, we got a whole bunch of shit. Make computers all super fiddly. I gotta know all sorts of fancy words just to Google shit.
Blame Chromium for that. Blame JavaScript. Actually, a lot of old systems, like any company that actually makes real things, is still pretty much using like JDK, like JDK 7 or something. It's all Java.
I see Wiggle there. I'm going to bring him up. Hey, Wiggle. It's been a while. What you up to?
What up?
What up, what up?
Yeah, did you get a better computer setup? What up? It's got a lower latency version. That's like it's a higher latency version of cells. Wiggle, if you got
I do have a Diablo like up and running.
I'm not playing Diablo anymore. I completely cracked out, and yeah.
Gotcha.
I was done. They have the Halo Master Chief Collection on PlayStation.
The original. That's good.
Is it cross-platform though?
Yes.
It's PC to Xbox cross-platform.
Hang on.
Any other games you playing right now?
No, just Infinite at the moment. I was like looking at some Helldivers, but that one's just like an endless like. That one just gives me problems. I don't like it too much sometimes.
Yeah.
I went on Steam today, and they're having a Ukrainian game festival. So all the games that are made in Ukraine are on sale.
I don't know any too many Ukraine games, to be honest.
I was thinking of playing Dune with one of our people.
I heard they make board games.
I'm gonna get you to play Borderlands one day, I swear. You're gonna love it.
You guys ever play those like deep simulator games, like Farm Simulator, or like
Fuck Farm Simulator. Fuck work simulators in general.
On that note, do you have to hack?
What?
I just never played those ones.
Simulators. I'm gonna go take a nap. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. He talked about simulators. It's gotta happen. So sleepy now.
You're gonna play Nap Simulator?
Yeah, Nap Simulator 2009 when they hit their peak.
Yeah, I don't like simulators. No, I don't. Yeah.
It's a single player game, but it's also a multiplayer game.
I think it's funny that you there's people who like live stream themselves playing like Truck Simulator.
I know, right?
And they have like actual truck bodies in their
Dude, I was watching this guy. He's like this Mexican guy, and he's got like a full rig in his basement.
Yeah,
like
it's hilarious.
An entire 18-wheeler with like a shifter, and it's got like 6 screens around him.
And they're all wrapping around like in a circle. Yeah, like
he has like a cup holder and shit.
Yeah, and they have like a little horn on it.
The thing that made me laugh the most is he had like a second seat next to his seat, so that like somebody he's hanging out with can like deal with him.
Is he the guy who LARPs as the bus driver?
I don't know. This guy had like 200 views on the video.
There's one Mexican dude who does that, and he LARPs as a bus driver, and he like turns around and like he yells at fake people.
He yells at like fake kids.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. See, I get the entertainment value. I would watch that.
You've been practicing
You don't even have to be initiated.
Oh, here go problem.
Wait, nah, like two things.
Yeah,
with the people.
I think that, of course, they are being not only honest, very professional. They're being all kinds of voices, but we are not spreading lies. That's the difference. What are you missing in Israel that we tell about the story, all the allegations, the daily allegations? For this you have Al Jazeera. We don't need the Israeli TV for this. Listen, you should actually expect some journalistic.
Right? I don't go into spaces of people I don't like. As a matter of fact, I just block them. I don't want to see you at all in my hallway. And if I do, it's just because we just happen to be in a room together. But, you know, I won't see your rooms if you're hosting them. I don't want the energy. So I don't get it. I don't, but somebody said the other day,
I told you why not. I told you why not. He's irrelevant in life. He's miserable. I'm being honest. I'm not even yelling or screaming or doxing this idiot. He's irrelevant in life. He's definitely irrelevant on here. Nobody fuck about this dude. Nobody cares what he has to say. You know, he thinks it's funny doxing people and their families, calling people names. It's to draw attention to him because in his life, nobody pays attention to him. So let me just say this. Like I said, he's been blocked. I'm not going to remove him because I'm going to let him get out whatever he has to say off his chest, but he will never come back in health debates. He's permanently getting banned. And I'm going to be okay with that because you know what? My rooms will still fill up and I'll still be irrelevant. About that, Di. You don't breathe smoke. You don't breathe air into the fire.
Yeah, you know, the problem I have is, you know, I don't want to center Rich or anything. I feel like I've been honest with Rich in my kind of assessment about how he moves on the app. You know, Rich knows how I feel about how some shit went down last night, which I didn't like, and which is unfortunate because I know I'm probably in the minority when I say this. JB, don't give me no smoke. Despite it, I've enjoyed being in spaces with Rich because to me, Rich is funny. Nice. Let
me check this out.
I'll shut up.
You don't have to shut up. No. Let's have the conversation. We'll use Rich because Rich loves that. Rich is probably jerking off to our voices right now. But let me say this. If he comes into a space, right, and nobody said two words to him, and he starts automatically gaslighting the chat and saying things about me a couple of times, so I kicked him out because he was saying the craziest lies. So I used to enjoy Rich as well. So Rich has found this new lane of doxing and thinks it's funny. But you know what happens? It's always another ball game when the rabbit's holding the gun. And these walls are going to get closer. Talking about, do me a favor, open a room every fucking day. Because every time you open rooms, you guys, my rooms get bigger. So sincerely, thank you so much. Yeah, Pat.
I don't know the person you guys are talking about, but I'm sorry you had to go through that experience on here. Like, I feel like it's almost a rite of passage on here. Like, some like weirdo follows you around and like, yeah, like it's. I'm sorry you guys had to go through that. I'm surprised I haven't run into you on here before. Like, I came on Clubhouse during like COVID, and I wish I'd run into you guys before. You guys seem cool. You're both from New York. Or like I'm assuming NY, New York, JB said.
No.
Meat, the meat in Chicago, like the beef, the sausage, like it's just better. They got like more Eastern Europeans and like Polish, German, like they got great sausages. They got, I don't think a Chicago deep dish is.
Hold on, Pat, mute up for a second. Mute up for a second, please. I promise you can talk about all the meat you want. Nye. Did you notice that how I handled that situation? And he left the room and didn't say another word. So that's how you handle it. And I'm going to say this now since she's in the room. Monica, I'm putting all grudges aside with you. I'm not going to bring up your name anymore. You have my word as a man. She left. I tried to be respectful, graceful even, Nye, and she fled. She doesn't want peace. She wants smoke.
Yeah, I just noticed that. That's too bad she left, because she would have been surprised by what you had to say.
It's all good. But you see how I handled Rich? Rich left the room and he fled like the bitch he is.
Listen, and I also just want to make note. You said to me that he'll talk about me too. I have no doubt he probably already has. There's a handful of these guys on here who I don't know for certain, but I'm going to 100% say I assume, and I know what they say about assuming, that he and a handful of others have talked shit about me either with each other in their own room, and that's cool, right? That's cool. The one thing they're not going to do is bring it to me, right? They don't stand on business like that. So I expect the only one who I think would stand on business.
Square. 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Whether he's right, wrong, and he's not going to admit that he's wrong, but he's going to stand on the square. So I saw you came back in, Monica. I'm offering you knowledge, olive branch. I'm not going to say a word about you. I'm not going to say info about. That's my word as a man on my children. I ask for the same courtesy in return. That's it. Just leave my name out of your mouth. You stop passing articles about me that have been passed on this app for 4 years already. I'm asking you respectfully. I'm doing this in a public forum. I spoke to Roger today. I said, Roger, I'm going to apologize to Monica. I'm going to offer an olive branch. We don't have to sing Kumbaya. We don't have to even share spaces with each other. Let's just leave each other alone. Because you see what's been going on in this app for the last 24 hours. It's enough already, Monica. And I say that sincerely. I'm not telling you what to do or how to move. You do you, kid. I'm just asking you, please, respectfully, leave my name out of your mouth. And I'll do the same courtesy. So, and I know a lot of people are shocked right now, like Nice, like, what the fuck is going on? John Kitover, where is my... I asked you to send me a message, Dingaling. I hope she hears me. I hope she receives my message. And like I said, I hope she hears me. I hope she receives my message. And like I said, we don't have to sing Kumbaya, but we can at least respect each other. See, Monica, you came into my space. I didn't block you. I don't block you like that. I want you to come in. You, Monica, is this. You're really smart. I don't agree with a lot. I don't block you like that. I want you to come in. You, Monica, is this. You're really smart. I don't agree with a lot of things you're saying, but you're smart. You add intelligence. You add a certain segment to each conversation. But I've never blocked you. You want to block me? That's fine. I'm not your cup of tea. That's okay because I drink coffee. You know, we got Matt Cool in here. Matt gets a lot of room creators and I like Matt Cool. I like Matt Cool also. But he knows what he does. We got Viola. We got Rachel. We got Joe B. We got Yoel. We got JJ. I don't even know what that is. A ferret in your PTR? We got Joss. We got Summer. Stinny. Yo, if you guys don't go Stinny, definitely get to know Stinny. We got Ann Hero in the house. For those who don't know, Ann Hero is an OG on this app. She's a pain in my ass, but she's like my sister from another mister. You know, she knows when the shit hits the fan. She's running right here. JB, can you help me? We got Mike Moon in the house. Love Mike Moon. Anyway, guys, if you want to come up, raise your hand.
Can I ask a question?
You just did.
While we are debating about topics, how can you make known that you want to interrupt or do you want to say something?
You flash your mic.
Or you might not know how to do that, or you can say, "What do you think about this, JB?" When we say, "Can I get in the queue or can I speak next?" What do you think of that? Discussion might will work. Okay, cool. Okay, that's clear. Thanks. I hate that Monica left because I wanted to say also, a lot of us kind of navigate the same room, same moderators or hosts of some of these rooms that we like to go in. And it would be nice, if we were all mixed up in the same drama. But I agree with you, JB. I wish we could all just kind of, especially after yesterday, just moving forward, just keep the damn peace, right? Just keep the peace. Because I think a lot of us like to be in each other's company for the most part. We don't have to, we can spar and argue and agree to disagree, but we don't have to take personal shots and jabs and dox each other. It's really never that serious. So
you know what I understand now? What is me having to run a Trump room or a racial relations room or whatever rooms I run on a daily basis have to do with anything in my past? Where's the correlation there? I'm trying to understand that, right? Like if I'm talking about Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Mitch McConnell, if I'm talking about Nye McGee and her Hollywood room, what the fuck does my past have to do with anything? It just doesn't make sense how people just grab the lowest hanging fruit and love to gossip.
John said it's clubhouse politics. John, there's a typo there. I think you meant to put clown house politics.
Well, it's gossip and it's stirring the pot, and that's really what the definition of politics is in many ways.
Yeah, JB, your past has nothing to do with anything as far as I'm concerned. I've already told you a million times over when I started coming into your space, the number of people who would reach out to me on the back end. Then when Roger started minding me, somebody called me Roger's token. And they're like, you're surrounded by racist white men on the stage. And, you can't, someone reached out to a mutual friend and said, I'm concerned about her proximity to women because I sit in the room with you. I drown out. Yeah, right. I didn't want to put your name in it, but she knows what I'm saying. I have to drown out the noise. I don't pay attention to these people because the one thing I've noticed is folks want to police your actions on this app and who you hang out with, who you talk to, but these same people will go into rooms, the messiest, most black women who hit me up on the back end talking shit, the same black women who will sit up in rooms hosted by black men and all they do is bash black women all day, right? So I don't pay attention to the noise, JB. And to answer your question, what does your past have to do with, when you're hosting other spaces? It doesn't. People just want to create drama, and they want your attention because they want to create beef with you. And if they can get your attention and get you to
Rich, where you at, Rich?
Guess what? As you know, you've given them content. Now they're going to open up a room to talk shit.
Wait, what?
What is happening? Yo, I love Adams. Adams, so you weren't here. JB extended an olive branch to Monica, apologized to Monica. Okay, and I was just saying, guys, can we keep it peaceful going forward? I was speaking in general, because some of us.
Courageous he is, and so he ends up quitting. Yes, I told you right away that there are other Israeli experts who, in fact, disagree with Bartov.
No, I agree there's no consensus. They surveyed all the Holocaust survivors over the world. In fact, it was really splintered. I think that they have some convention that they all meet at. And I think halfway through the war, they were split, right? Half of the experts worldwide thought it was a genocide and half thought it wasn't. And they debated it. But I think a year and a half later, there is a full year later since they last voted on it, I think most of them, there's a consensus now that it has devolved into something that resembles a genocide. So, listen, I'm not saying it, they're saying it.
Buttercup.
And so even if some people thought it wasn't a genocide initially or that wasn't the intent, it's devolved into something that is unmistakable and looks a lot like genocide.
Intent requires orders from the political leadership to the army. The people that you're talking about, the academics, do not have access to that information. They are being prescriptive. They can retroactively look at Rwanda and they can look at 3,000 tons of information was brought into the Nuremberg trials. That documentation exists. People can look at things that happened in the past. The people that you're referring to, unless they've got some superhuman capability, do not have access to actual orders if they even exist. So
Jakob, she already made up her mind. She literally thinks that we are Nazis. This is how down the rabbit hole she went. I'm speaking. You did, okay? You called my nephew and my brothers Nazis, and this is why I said, fuck you, and I will say again, fuck you, and be a
Stop putting words in my mouth. I said I'm defending your brothers and sisters on Gaza. I want them to be.
You said.
Trying for help.
Don't gaslight me, okay? Don't gaslight me. You blame them for war crimes. You call people rapists, and now you say that we are doing the.
I said they're defying orders to commit war crimes. That's the opposite of what I said.
You said that they are committing the final solution, which is exactly the Holocaust inversion. If you look under the definition of anti-Semitism, you might find your face under inversion of Holocaust. Just take it and don't do it ever.
Thank you. So he came into this space, right, thinking that it's gonna be okay. That like Doc's me, Doc's one of my good friends, not just on this app but in real life. So I needed to call attention to that, so I could show people how you handle idiots like that gracefully. You don't have to scream. You don't have to be hyperbolic. You don't have to do crazy shit like that. You just handle it like a man. So Rich got called out. Let me finish, bro. I'm gonna kick you because you have mic control. But let me say this: Rich got called out because Rich was in the space. If other people come in, trust me, I got no problems calling them out either. This might be the first time I've shared space with you. Get familiar how I run my groups. So before you open your mic again, let me say hello to Matt, who doesn't come to my stage. Matty, what's good?
Oh, good evening, JD.
You say that like you're surprised I'm talking nice to you.
Good evening, NY.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
What am I talking about? Man, what's up, man? Hey, the hood, man, for Congress. Oh,
Matt, you know what I said before was true. I know some things. Just say it.
I can't be guilty by association. This is silly. Like, do you like everything that's said on your stage? Do you become part of that conversation and guilty the minute the person says it? I'm just trying to figure out why. Like, I guess you have an issue with that.
It's been ongoing on this app that for some reason people are guilty for things that are said on their.
Hey, you know what happened, Matt? Check this out. I was kind of being facetious when I was talking about you earlier, but since you want to get real, let's get real. When you enable known racists, when you enable idiots, lunatics, and reprobates like Sarah to have a voice and dox people, then guess what? If that's your room, that's your responsibility, my friend.
But I have nothing to do with the doxing. So I can't be responsible.
So when you give somebody like Sarah, listen, I don't think you dox. I've never heard you dox anybody. But when you give people, I'm using Sarah.
He hasn't. Just for the record,
let me finish. I know he hasn't, Adams. Let me finish. But let me say this, Matt. When you enable these people, you're just as guilty as the perpetrator. When you give these people a platform, because listen, Matt, I like your rooms. I do. I like you. I said that twice before. But look around. Look who my mods are. Right? Look who I associate with. So unfortunately, yes, you're guilty by association when people come into your space and you mod them and they do egregious things.
I just disagree. So I mean, a lot of people say a lot of bad stuff on your stage. I don't call you out and start saying, well, why do you support that? Why are you doing that? I mean, it's the tone policing and the dictating of what people do in the rooms. It's got to just stop. I mean, I have my own rules. Right? If someone does, death threats, I'll definitely send them off on their way. Right? There are some standards or whatever in that sense, but I'm just not following this whole like you have to do a certain thing for me. Like this is your own personal issue, right? With how I quote unquote enable people. I'm not enabling anybody. They can do whatever they want.
Are you done? Did you land your plane? I guess he did. So, Matt, listen, we could agree to disagree. I think if you bring people up and you mod them and they say egregious things, I can tell you some things, right? Roger has said egregious things. Roger will tell you. I have. Adams has. But rest assured, the names I'm throwing out here, Kelly has, Rohan, that moron Bren, but none of us have ever doxed anybody. I haven't, trust me. The thought has crossed my mind many times. And listen, Matt, like I said, I don't know what to say other than I like you. I think you're a good guy. You run good rooms. I go into your rooms, honestly, so I can sit back and not have to run my own rooms and just listen to the chaos. Because you do have some crazy people that go, listen, MAGA's crazy. You know this. So I go in there just to listen to the MAGA. I think it's funny. But we could agree to disagree, bro. But I still like you. And I'll still come to your rooms until I get kicked out again.
The one true black king of Clubhouse is back. Welcome back, Kima. You know, I like to call you the Black King, and I mean that respectfully. I hope you don't mind. But if you're like, no, don't call me that, I will stop. Oh, I get a heart. Thank you. I don't want no smoke with Kima.
I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story. It's story time. Get it, Kima. Kima, you wanted to address that?
Oh no. I was only gonna say I don't want no smoke with that. Like the tongue lashing she just gave some people. I don't want no smoke with that.
Well, it makes you question respectfully. Should I call you King Kima from now on, or Your Majesty?
No, it's definitely not necessary. I have not earned that.
That's just me who refers to him as King.
I got a question for Matt Cool. I mean, I'm in Roger's room.
John, you're very low, bro.
He's come from a whole nother cloth. All right, this man don't even really. You know what I'm saying?
He's also like 6'8", 240 solid. Be careful what you say to Kima people.
Right? Yeah. Wake that up.
So I was in Mojo's. Hold on 1 second. I was in Mojo's room yesterday, and I come across Matt Cool's room supporting Darren LaHood with Dr. Adams against candidate Congressman John Kitover. Talk about loyalty and disloyalty. I mean, I voted for Trump two times. I did as much as I could for him on this app with you. And then I see you're endorsing the incumbent and $20 trillion debt super creator, vaccinologist rhinoceros, Darren LaHood, and JB and Hakima are the biggest contributors to the campaign to elect Kitover. So, Matt, I went in your room with Anonymous, and then we listened to the Dr. Pepe and Dr. Adams show where they were drunk off their asses, mumbling, drooling all over the mic, totally drunk, shitting all over and doxing Roger Mayhem, a.k.a. Mojo Positive Vibration. So, Matt, I mean, I got to say, as a leader, your moderation, as the green bean and putting together your little shit show yesterday, I got to say, you should go look in the mirror, because if you haven't contributed $10 yet to the campaign to elect John Kitover, your status and, your reputation will go way up if you also become a campaign contributor. Putting the link in the chat. Thanks in advance, Matt.
Got it. So, again, when was I doxing Roger? John?
Wasn't you? It was Pepe. You were just happy as a girl at the bar on a Saturday night getting free cocktails, drunk and drooling and mumbling.
Got it. I know Adams was but again, I was wasted. It was crazy. It was a very, very, very good night. And and I didn't call you girl, sorry. No, you're good. But, it's crazy to me. I just want to clear up a couple of things. My contention with Rich specifically is, the slew of sexual harassment that I've had to experience as far as being interrogated about my penis size, being interrogated as far as the hair that I have around my anus, and the things that, Rich fails to actually mention. When he brings up, the fact that him and I have an issue as far as him being a married man and, continuing to say the colorful things that he says to me on this app. Now, going back to the John issue, because I do remember that, Pepe was in the space, Rich was in the space, and, I tend to be very carefully guarded as far as when Rich is present. So, John, I mean, I hate this for you. I really do. Shout out to LaHood. But at the same time, listen, at the end of the day, I hope that you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Because, again, it sounds like you're coming up to that threshold for which you do have to account for that money.
Yeah, we're at the $500 threshold. When we hit 5,000, then we have to start worrying about more disclosures and regulations. But at this point, you're still not a donor to the campaign, Dr. Adams. And I know last night with the amount of vodka you drank, that was probably $100 worth of vodka you drank last night. Can't you spare $10 for the campaign tonight?
$200 to LaHood.
You gave $200 to LaHood, and I've been chatting with you for 4 years, making videos of you screaming out all kinds of racist, profane insults and derogatory remarks against people on this app. Oh my gosh. And right now, even with your Darren LaHood PTR campaign, I'm shooting videos. So thank you so much, Dr. Adams.
Great. Thank you. All right, guys. So the debates. So what did I miss today? Seems there was a lot going on. I wasn't around. We have a poll up. Who's more hypersensitive on Clubhouse? Men are crybabies? Women are the worst? Or gay men? So far on stage, everybody's voted for men are the worst crybabies. Dolly's voted for that. Craig has voted for that. Randy, Scott, Moose. I gotta be honest, I'm shocked you voted that. David voted for women. Yo, what's up, your piece? We got Jordan, Dr. Jordan in the house, an OG of Clubhouse. We got Curtis, we got Catherine, we got Roya, Mike Moon. So here's the story. From the cracker in the corner. It's going to be a quick story, I promise. I won't put you people to sleep. So, somebody reached out to me, right? Somebody I like, I believe he likes me, and said, can I talk to you offline? I'm like, absolutely. And when we spoke offline, because I like this guy, he said to me, man, listen, I did a little deep dive research into you. I'm like, really? What'd you find? Because I've been transparent. He said, man, I just want to say I have so much respect and admiration for what you've been through and how far you've come. And, man, that shit really touched me, the way he spoke to me, man to man. And really he took the time to do the research. You know, he didn't grab the lowest hanging fruit. Because I talk about my criminal past ad nauseum. I'm sick of it, to be honest with you. But I definitely want to shout out that man, Mike Moon. Mike Moon's one of the real ones. Yeah, Mike gets loud. Mike gets boisterous. Mike gets a little crazy sometimes. But let me tell you something. Mike Moon's a good dude. So the fact that he humanized my experience. So, Mikey, I appreciate you, man. I admire you. Thank you for that. Guys, going popcorn style. I got to step away for 2 minutes.
All righty. Healthy debates. Y'all see the poll up there. I voted for men, of course. Initially, I put women.
Here in Clubhouse, these rooms are being streamed.
And they get really triggered if you say go Trump. But then I thought men are, especially my experience on this app this week dealing with certain men, a handful of them, less than a handful. Yeah, they are the biggest babies. Somebody said earlier,
the slew of sexual harassment that I've had to experience as far as being interrogated about my penis size.
You can't make this shit up.
Threatening to rape each other's wives and children. And so, you know, as a matter of fact, true alpha males don't even have time to spend all day on this damn app. They might dip in and out. They might even engage in a little bit of drama for entertainment. But, you know, they don't resort to doxing because they have grievances. You know? So go ahead, Matt.
And why? Who's harassing you? Nobody should be harassing you. You just go ahead and you send me that name over. I'll take care of it. The next thing you'll hear from me has been taken care of, okay?
Oh, wait, are you shooting your shot, Maggie?
I got a little mix there going on, yeah.
You got good taste, brother.
What did you say? You got a little what going on? Mixer?
No, mix. I'm shooting shot and trying to help you out at the same time.
Oh, okay. Got it. I appreciate you, man. I've grown fond of that. No, man. Yeah, I've been catching strays this week. I said, I'm going to stay out of this white-on-white violence. Sometimes I spend so much time in the white rooms, I got to go into the extra blackity-black rooms to reclaim my black card. I'm like, God damn. Let me wash some of this red off my neck from all these rooms I've been in.
What blackity-black rooms? Like, are you talking about, like, the blackity-black people all married to white women?
Well, Alan should be ashamed of himself. Welfare tax, work requirements. I think there's something going on. The whole U.S. Constitution, Illinois running against. I think. Suppose you have all time.
I
saw at least 10 rooms like that. Like I could not believe that shit existed.
Now I'll keep an eye out on what rooms, because
Like, where did you come from?
I joined a house called Republicans. And child, when I go in there, it's all Africans speaking in their language. They're not even American. I said, what? This is a bait and switch. What in the hell is this? I thought I was going into a room to listen to some American Republicans talk about Trump and the economy and et cetera, and it's all Africans speaking Swahili and shit. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is the ultimate
The slew of sexual harassment that I've had to experience.
This app is dying. And then you look around your hole and there's some of those Iranian rooms, the Pakistani rooms. There's 5,000-6,000 people in those rooms. This app's not dying. We just gotta expand our circle. We all know too much about it. Listen, I know when Matt comes to my stage, I know what side of the aisle he sits on. I know what side Adam sits on, Akima, right? But this app's not dying. We just have to expand our circles.
Yeah, one way to do that, somebody reminded me the other day, well, not reminded me, they were speaking on the stage, and they said, listen, I was reminded we have to follow the laws when we, or the speakers, when we go into these rooms, follow, maybe not everybody, but just follow some of the speakers on the stage, follow the moderators, because as we know, that's how we open up our hallway. And I honestly had forgotten about that little trick on Clubhouse, right? That you want to open up your hallway.
He whose law is within himself walks in hiddenness, is excellent influence by
to admitting that the country is broke. This has made.
Oftentimes have new speakers. I'll just go in there and follow some of those speakers, and then of course, as we know, those speakers go into rooms that you haven't seen before. And I'm glad I was reminded of that little trick, that little Clubhouse trick. So for newbies in the room, if you're new to the app, or old heads on a Clubhouse, old heads, you may have forgotten. How do I expand my reach? Follow folks that you wouldn't normally follow. Follow folks whose opinion you might not even agree with, because sometimes they'll go into a room with people who have TDS like you do, right? So yeah.
Well, I'll suggest one group that I absolutely love. Right? I don't think she's in here right now, but I'm gonna shout out for those who don't know PB. Man, PB hosts rooms. They're always small rooms. They're intimate. No cap, no bullshit. Probably some of the smartest people on the app going there. Have great time. There's no doxing. There's no toxicity. When she comes in, if she comes in, her name is P.BEEPB. Follow that lady, man. You actually might learn something for free on this app. Amazing.
JB and NY and Dr. Adams, what makes you think that why more people don't come on stage anymore? That's one thing I didn't notice lately is like you go into a room with like 4 people on stage. Do you think everybody's just kind of burnt out a little bit? Oh God, excellent point. The guy on my right here, that was a game changer. I think everybody is scared of this guy right here to the right. So that cleared out a lot of rooms.
Scared? What are you scared about me for? I'm just running for Congress. I didn't create $37 trillion in debt or $100 trillion in unfunded debt liabilities. I'm trying to fix a solution. Meanwhile, you guys are having racist, unhinged, deranged wasting of time day in, day out talking about nothing. And you're worried about somebody's live streaming your room about boring shit. And you're the moderator allowing doxing and toxic communication.
Wait. Who's being racist? If I remember correctly, John, when you had a slow news day on this app, you were going into rooms with Shy and Jazzy and attacking black single mothers.
Sorry, that's not me. It might be you. You got me confused with yourself, Dr. Adams.
You remember that?
It's called projection, Dr. Adams.
Right? So JB.
Yeah, I live stream everything, so you can go look at all my YouTubes and I record everything I do. So feel free to find the evidence. Post the receipts, Dr. Adams. Post your receipts, Matt.
Everybody made up. You got to handle your men here. What were you saying, Matt?
So he records everything, so there should be a recording of this. We need to have a whole room just on what you said, right, John?
Yeah, go ahead. Post the receipts. I record everything.
No, you have the receipts. You're the one that should bring it to us.
No, you're the one asking for receipts, so post them yourselves. I do all the heavy lifting over here.
Hold on. There was no reason to go after freaking Roger. Okay, if anybody was concerned about this deranged man's campaign, okay, this man is going to sink him damn self all on his lonesome. Okay, you have attacked black single mothers. You've attacked many different people in your constituency.
Again, you might be projecting and confusing me for yourself, Dr. Adams.
Have you looked up your numbers? Your approval rating, John? You're not even on the radar. So again, shout out to Darren LaHood, okay? Darren LaHood, who's going to be good for the hood, okay? And you're gonna lose, right?
Let me jump in. Let me jump in here real quick. Before I get to the great Nicholas, Matt, I have a question for you. Now, I'm not looking for smoke. I'm just trying to get some clarity.
Okay, Darren LaHood.
Not you, Nicholas. I'm going to ask Matt. I promise I'm going to get you in a second.
Before you get to Nicholas always requires a reset. So make sure Mother gets a great reset, right, Mother? Mother gets her reset the room.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's sharp. He can pick it up. But Matt, let me ask you a question. You know what happened with Roger yesterday. Are you okay with all that? And I'm not saying you had anything to do with it, even though I've heard whispers. I'm just curious. You're okay with what happened to Roger? I'm just asking, are you okay with that?
Matt had nothing to do with it. I know that for a fact.
Adams, let Matt answer for himself. It happened in his space, and I'm just curious if he was okay with that.
So just give me some context. What issue do you have a problem with? Just so I'm clear what we're clear.
I didn't say I had an issue or a problem. I said I want to know if you were okay with Roger getting doxxed. Are you okay with that?
I don't think he got doxxed. That's why I'm asking you for context.
Okay, then I must have misunderstood what I was told. You don't think he was so not just a picture, but his work history was spoken on, his family was spoken on, his elderly mother was spoken on. Now, I don't know if it was in your space or not, but are you okay with all that?
So if it's public, you can't be doxxed, right? I mean, his picture, I suppose, is out there already in public, clearly, because someone got it. They didn't go and, ask him for it. So that's okay. LinkedIn is a public site. That's how you get hired. So I don't know how that information can be doxxed. I'm just a little confused. Now, I will hand you this. I would never do what Pepe did. I thought it was distasteful. But he has a right to do that. I mean, I would have never done that, but that's just the way things go. This is Clubhouse, man.
Well, if it's done to you, you're gonna have the same attitude. I'm just kidding. Not that I'm gonna do it to you, because I like you, but if it's done to you, you feel the same way. Because if you're on LinkedIn, because my belief is this, Matt. Nobody's untouchable on this app, right? Nobody. If they kill presidents in this country, your information can easily be acquired. So my thing is, if it happened to you, would you feel the same way?
If it happened to me, if it's information I don't want out there in terms of not public, of course I'm gonna have a problem with that. Yeah, that's fucked up. Doxing's should be never done.
Also, but now it's doxing because your name was interjected into it.
No.
5 minutes ago, because it's public, it's not doxing. I'm just trying to get clarity.
Well, we gotta make a definite. That's why I was trying to get context, because we obviously disagree on the definition of doxing, right?
Well, I think if somebody, hold on, Matt. I think if somebody who's been on this app for years hasn't divulged their real picture, their real name, their job history, their mother's name, then you know what? To me, that's doxing. When somebody comes on a social audio app without somebody's permission and talks on that, whether it's public knowledge or not, that's doxing, bro. There's a reason he didn't give that information out.
But the information is freely available. That's the difference. It's not like.
But you have a choice whether to disseminate that and distribute it to the public. I have a choice. Listen, I have files on so many people that I don't even ask for. Do you know how many times I've used any of that information? Zero. Just because it's public doesn't mean I should do it. Hold on, Matt. I'm not looking to fight with you. I'm just saying, man, at some point, some people's moral compasses have to be affixed because they're askew, where they think that private information, if you don't use, if I use my real picture, I use my real name, right? But let's say Nye did it. There's a reason people don't. It's not my place to publicize it, Matt. Maybe that's just my moral compass and not yours. I'm just saying.
Well, that's my part. That's the part where I say it's just distasteful. It's not doxing. Because there's a real legal definition and a real thing around this that what doxing really is. Because, if it's actionable stuff, like, okay, if Pepe came on there and said, oh, find this guy at this address, this is what he looks like, and go, rob him or kill him, that's doxing. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
So Matt, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go and apply for a job in the context of work history, right, you are giving that said employer the right to be able to dig into your work history. And they're only able to do so, right, if you sign a certain set of disclosures. Is that correct?
You're talking about almost terms of service, but for an employer and LinkedIn, right? You're talking about in general, like that?
No, but I'm just saying as far as like people's, right to privacy along certain pieces of information. So even if you apply for a job, they can't just indiscriminately, just go and, start doing, reference checks and background checks on your employment history, right? There's a certain set of disclosures that you have to sign.
Yeah, there's a problem.
At least, and I'm speaking specifically in my state, right? So again, it's a very slippery slope, when people create the justification of seeking and extracting information that's otherwise public, yes, okay, but in the context of what it's being then used for. That's a very, very, very interesting question.
Well, that begs the question, how was Pepe using it in a wrong way?
By the way, Matt, one could argue as a means to harass.
Matt, let me just say this. The name you keep bringing up, I want it to be known publicly. I have not said that name one time tonight, so I want that known because that person's going to say, oh, you were talking about me, and then open rooms. His name never came out of my mouth, so I need that to be publicly known. But Matt and Adams, continue. I apologize.
So, David brought up a very good point. It's malicious intent. And, even some of these background websites and a lot of places where people are finding information, about people on Clubhouse, like they have certain terms and conditions of even those vehicles of information. And I don't think that people are really safeguarding themselves because a lot of those places are putting terms of saying that you cannot utilize this information found through these channels to then go and harass somebody.
What's that debate, Nicholas?
Okay, so you actually, when I agree with Adams, but partially I agree with Adams. And I also will say, like, Matt, I love you, as a brother. But you have a tendency to let chaos and fuckery go on full display in your personality. It's sexual harassment. There's amounts of like ridiculous shit going on in your room that don't get that you just let fly, And I think some of it is like you like fuckery. You enjoy listening to it, but you don't want to be put directly into the middle of the fuckery. And then the second thing I want to say is this poll, they should have straight men in here because straight men are some of the whiniest bitches on this app.
But when I put men are crybabies, that's what
shit, I should have voted for that. Voted for gay men.
You can change your vote. Go ahead, Matt.
Thank you for backing up my vote, Nicholas.
Can I vote again?
I hit the purple one. You notice?
You can change it. Just where the poll says change. There you go. I'm sorry.
Changed it.
I don't know if you were when you came in on the conversation, but again, if I'm guilty of chaos, have you been around Clubhouse? I guess everybody's guilty of chaos, right?
Not me. You don't see me hosting crazy.
Well, you don't host rooms, yeah, because you would never dare do that because chaos would break out. Actually, that's a great point, Nicholas. Why don't you host a room And we'll see, wait. We'll see how smooth it goes.
Wait, you asked me why I don't, because I don't have patience.
Not why though. Why don't you?
Oh yeah, Mike. Have you noticed that the moment I'm not interested in a conversation, I leave? I don't have the patience like JB to entertain you dumb fucks. The moment I'm not, I would just throw them into the hallway immediately, and then that defeats the point of a room. That's why I don't host rooms.
It'd be chaos, wouldn't it, Nicholas?
No, it wouldn't, because I would get rid of
You're tossing people out. That's chaos.
No, I wouldn't even say anything. They would just be gone.
Yeah.
But Matt, I guess the question is, how does it make you feel being the organizer of chaos? Like, does that make you a leader? Does it make you an immature man? Does it make you somebody who engages in gossip, slander, defamation, libel? What is it, Matt, about? Is it the dopamine? What is it, Matt? Explain yourself.
This is crazy. John, I just want to point out that the reason why people are fighting in this type of polarized manner amongst these circles is because of you, okay? It's simply because of you, right? So again, you are the one that came out into the open, and you are the one that decided you are the one that decided that you want to run for Congress, and because of that, it created all of this vitriol. You are the reason why all of this is happening, John.
I disagree. This has been going on long before John Kitover decided to run for Congress. And listen, do I agree with him live streaming? Not really, but you know what? Honestly, I don't care. I'm not saying anything that's going to be held against me. People, and not you, Adams. If don't apply, let it fly. People are too hypersensitive to what other people are doing. Listen, he knows people feel uncomfortable with him live streaming. He don't give a fuck. He doesn't care. Now he's running for public office. You know what, Adams? That may come back to bite him in the ass. I don't know. But personally, me, I don't consider live streaming a free social audio app doxing. What I do consider doxing is you ascertaining somebody's information that they've tried to keep off this app and you publicly broadcast it. That's doxing to me. And that's just wrong. Now, here's the thing. If you want, I'm going to use myself as an example. You want to dox me, right? You want to say JB is an ex-con and all this, that's fine, I don't care. But when you go to the next level where you bring up people's families, their work history, right? Where they live, yeah, these are lines, if anybody thinks that that's not wrong, then you really need to get your moral compass checked. But I just put up a new poll. Is it ever okay to share someone's personal info on Clubhouse? I have absolutely, no, it's morally wrong. Karma gets everybody. So guys, we're going to go popcorn style. If you're in the VIP section, you want to come up, you're more than welcome. We have a pink ticket. Please cash it in. We have great conversations like this. Yeah, we got some great people in here. We got Howard. We got BB wants to come out. We got Gildas that wants to come up. I like Gildas. We got Your Piece, one of my favorite people on top. David, Mike Moon, Joe B in the house. Mary's been hanging out for a while. Good to see you, Mary. My man Gildas, what's good, brother?
Rich, JB, real quick. I got Rich trying to get me into a private. That's how crazy this has all gone.
Right, because he can't get into the room. So, I mean, do what you guys want to do. Wait, Adams, hold on. Matt, Gildas, give me a second. I apologize. Matt, let me ask you a question. Why do you believe somebody like Rich can't get into my space? I'm just curious. Why do you think that is? He's blocked about 2 of the 3 months.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. I'm just saying.
He can't go. Listen, Matt. This is what I want. I'm sorry to cut you off. Because I didn't throw him out, by the way. Go into the chat and read what he was writing about me. Why would I want that toxicity in my space when I knew he was in the room and I didn't mention his name until he started talking about me? But go into the chat, go back maybe an hour, and see what they're saying about me. Would you want that in your space? Because I've had enough of it. See, if I leave air into the fire dies out. And what I mean by that is if I don't have him in my spaces, I don't have to worry about him. And that's just how I feel. Gildas, how you doing, my man?
Hey, man, I'm doing all right. I don't know much about the controversy that took place. I was kind of in the room earlier or yesterday, but I don't remember what was going on with Pepe and Roger, so I won't even speak on it. But I will say, man, just for the record, JB, I used to live in New York City for about 10 years, and no homo or nothing, but you really
appreciate that, and people won't realize what that means to a New Yorker. So I appreciate that, man. I'm leaving New York, Gil. This probably within the next six to 8 months, moving to Texas. Because when this guy Mamdani gets elected, bro, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, I can understand that, man. You know, sometimes you gotta change, but the essence will always be with you. So, you know, continue on.
I appreciate it, but I'll tell you what, I have a sign in my office that says, you can leave Brooklyn, but Brooklyn can never leave you.
I gotta ask you a question. I don't understand. You voted Kamala and Tim Walz. Kamala and Mamdani are pretty similar on positions.
No, my man. Mamdani is Kamala on steroids. So I'm not even going near that one. But I want to welcome BB to the stage. What's up, BB?
Okay, so one thing, I'm Persian. I'm a Westerner, and I was thinking, is
okay, you're in the hood who's going to be good for the hood, okay, and you're gonna lose.
What's up, David? How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Wait. Did you move her? Because I want to make it clear that I didn't, because we were in the.
I absolutely moved her. She's a drunk.
Yeah. No, I like, come on, like, what's the cock blocking, JB? Like, she always flirts with me in the chat. Like, what's going on?
I just wanted JB to clarify that it was him, not me, because we were in the muck the other day, and she's in the chat saying to me, she's always centering herself. So I want her to know, BB, the bitch who centers didn't center you and didn't move you down, okay? I just want to clarify that so you're not whining in the chat and blaming me. Thank you. Y'all continue.
Listen, I know BB for quite a while. If you catch BB during the daytime, you may have a decent conversation. But at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, BB is like David Bobadilla. So, yeah, I'm not putting up with that. I don't know why she comes up the stage to deflect off the conversation. But let's get back to the conversation. Mr. Katz, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Had a good day. Worked some. Went to the casino. Had a good day there. I missed most of today, so I can't tell you anything about what you missed today. I'd say you missed maybe 3 days of
Let me jump in.
some of the most vile language I've heard.
Before I get to the questions,
doesn't have, ears that get easily offended.
Sexual harassment
that I've had to experience as far as being saying in the last 3 days.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Other than that, it's been typical Clubhouse.
Those two were worse than gay men, like going at each other's necks. I'm like, wow.
Gay men would have been more original.
Hey, but let me say something. Let me give Keegan a little. I'm not going to give him flowers. I'm going to give him a single flower. Keegan had a room right the other day about Brad, and he got that room packed, and it was all about nothing. Keegan was able to manipulate some of you people, including myself, to pop into that room, and it was like the trip in Alaska yesterday. It was a nothing burger, that summit. So, we're all susceptible to being dumb. But I give Keegan credit because he played on our dumbness.
Not me, I didn't show up.
That room was packed. That was the most people that Keegan's ever been around in his life. But good for him. He knew how to play it.
Jay, listen. You need to give Cray his flowers, okay? And you need to give people from the dark side that were sitting in the goo, because Key has been fucking with a lot of those people for a very long time, and Cray packed his ass up. So again, I feel like Cray needs to be the one to be getting the flowers for making that room poppin'.
Listen, I got nothing but respect and admiration for Craig. I like Craig, always have. Him and I, thank God, always got along. Never had to worry about him coming after me.
Well,
John Kitover, you got something to say?
Yeah, look at Jane down there. Poor, beautiful, innocent Jane just comes on the app to enjoy herself. Meanwhile, she suffers the brunt of Brad's death threats. So, Brad has a tendency to do death threat Tourette's in the same way that a lot of losers here do the N-word Tourette's, like Pepe and others. So on my Instagram at John Kitover, you can see a legal warning for defamation and libel against Brad, because for 2 days straight, he roasted me about stolen valor and how I'm a fraud and I'm not running for Congress. So everything, 2 days straight. I mean, this is typical Brad Tornado, where he goes on a rampage and attacks people. And I've towed the line with drill sergeants. I got no problem with some social audio chat warrior screaming at me for 2 days. Have at it. It's good for my publicity. So, my point is, I fight back, I post, I live stream, and anybody who wants to defame me or besmirch my character, I'm more than happy to record you doing it, and I'll post it so the whole world can see it on the internet. I got no problem with that.
Thank you, John. Let me. A couple people just walked into the room, and I have to say this, because we've been having a real conversation. Nebraska, man, I gotta tell you, and I said this the other day. I don't know what happened to you that day. You got this switch going on, and I know it doesn't matter what I say. You shouldn't really give a fuck. But I have to tell you, I'm really disappointed in some things I've been hearing coming out of you. You're better than, and I believe that you're better than that, because I've shared enough space with you to say that. You continue doing you, and you can come up, you can gaslight my stage and all that other stuff. But let me tell you something. I don't know if it's because you got chillism in your blood now. You're hanging out in that space, and that's your prerogative. But the interactions you and I've had, I'm a little disappointed in you. But before I continue, what's up, Nebraska?
Hey, what's going on? What do you mean? We haven't even had any interactions. What did I do? What have I said? Tell me.
Well, your anti-Semitic stance really bothers me. I don't know. I've never heard it before in the years we've been around each other. That's your prerogative. If you want to hate Jews, that's on you. But, I'm just disappointed in how you're disseminating your information and how you become an anti-Semite. And, I also believe that, and I have no proof of it, it's just in my head, my crazy voices, Bima, that you're okay that Roger got doxxed because you had some smoke with Roger. But that, like I said, is just a voice in my head. But the anti-Semitism, bro, not cool.
Well, I mean, Jay, Bima, let me just say this. The comment that you made towards Incan, as a proud indigenous man, in my personal opinion, I feel like that was so incredibly offensive. And I don't even think that you realize exactly what you said. In the manner for which it was so dehumanizing, it was so degrading, and it was unformed as to the person that Jay is describing that we became acquainted with at the beginning times of this happening. So I can definitely second what he's saying. I definitely see the evolution that this is not becoming.
I guarantee you, Dr. Adams, that you wouldn't be able to describe to me the context in which I said what I said that day. You're like everybody else. You just pick up the information like a sheep and you repeat it because that's just what you do. So, and that's fine. I'm not disappointed. That's just what it is. And JB, it's interesting. I won't be coming into your rooms anymore, and that's fine. But listen to me. What's interesting is if you were to listen to my political positions.
Well, if you're not going to come into my rooms anymore, then you'll come to my stage. I don't need you. I don't want you. If you're going to spew your anti-Semitism, go back to chillism. They'll more than embrace you. But you act like you're doing me a favor by coming to my fucking stage. Lady, you need to wake the fuck up. Because I liked you, I was giving you the courtesy to say I was disappointed in you. But the truth is this. I think you've lost your way, and you're drinking whatever Kool-Aid they're serving in chillism. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, you're entitled to your opinion. But don't come up here and with the sweet little voice like you're the victim when you're spewing hate all over the fucking app. This is not my first
rodeo. Slew of sexual harassment that I've had to experience as far as being interrogated about my penis size, being interrogated as far as the hair that I have around my anus, and the things that
you can't make this shit up. It's just crazy.
John, don't know you that well. Thank you for calling out the viciousness.
Yeah, it's not just vicious, it's illegal. It's death threats, and it's death threats to Tourette's. I posted the the code he's violating. You can't just make sentence after sentence a death threat and jumble it all together and think people aren't listening and recording you. It's Tourette's or it's, something else, but it's illegal to do, and you can't do it on this app. And I don't know why you have thousands of followers and you can go to room and just issue death threats. You agree with somebody, fine, kick them to the goo, have a debate. But you can't come on here and make death threats to people in every other sentence. It's insane.
And JP, by the way, if I can work with our friend John, I'll get a clip of this because I got to follow up on this one. I've heard so many I didn't. My daughter walks in, Jay. It's a funny story, too. She's visiting. And she says, hang it up, Mom. So she was moved out of Manhattan when she was 7 or 8. But she still has it, Jay. She heard Brad. She knows I fuck around with psychos on Clubhouse. She heard Brad saying, get a rope and kill yourself. I think he said he was also going to rape somebody. So the guy's gone off the deep end. So I'm really glad we have John Kitover. And I don't care who's friends with him. If you're friends with him,
contribute to the campaign now.
You shouldn't do that. It's not smart.
You know what I always find? Hold on, Abs. Let me just say this, so you can jump in real quick. You know what I always find, for lack of a better word, Jane? You know what I always find crazy? And I'm not doxing you, and I don't even want you to speak on it. But if these idiots only knew what you did for work, oh my God, it's bizarre to me. They have no idea anything about you in real life. But go ahead, Adams.
I feel like everybody has kind of a different relationship with different people on this app. And I will categorically say that from my experience with Brad and, just having life happen to me on this app, while being on this app, not this is life, but, just in my personal life and going through just different milestones and whatnot. Brad is probably one of the most kindest, human beings and male figures that I've ever encountered on this app. Now, again, going back to my point, everybody, buddy, come to me. We'll help you out. Everybody has a different relationship. So, I encourage you to actually maybe revisit a different interlude and a different introduction with Brad, because he really, truly is one of the most kindest people that I've met on this app.
Well, because we don't have a relationship, Adams, but I have no, as they say, beef with you. I don't know that you do with me. I will take your word for that. But if he's your friend, you should tell him to say sorry. It's not that fucking hard.
I think Dr. Adams has said it before. Both things can be true. I've heard him be a first responder.
Be nice and say that kind of shit. Something's wrong with
I don't agree that. I do agree that it is sick. And I don't even have that.
I'm sorry, David. I'm going to defend my friend. Do you guys hear the context for which his family was being brought up on this app throughout this week? Okay, one of the most painful struggles that any human can go through is choosing a person to raise a family with, to guide in, to be their life partner, and to not finish that race due to something that they cannot practically
control. This is where Adams breaks in with projection. It's pretty funny.
People should have been donating to cancer treatment. Okay, people should be.
No, they should have been donating to the campaign to elect Congressman candidate Kitover.
It's very disgusting. Hold on. It's just very disgusting that people look at Brad's actions and it's met with a dismissiveness as to what actually triggered him and what actually brought us to this place.
Well, let me jump in, Jay.
I had cancer. I didn't do that.
Let me jump in, Jay.
Somebody, Keegan said to Brad, "Did you kill your wife?" And that was really fucking low. Yeah. All right, but still, come on.
And Brad has endured that a long time on this app. Like, I can remember somebody saying something to the effect.
I just think he's very hateful, okay?
Well, to his, to back him up, man, people have said shit like, I'm gonna dig up your wife's grave, and you know what I mean? And it's like, god damn, when you're faced with that kind of shit.
He shouldn't hang around.
You have a reason to go off the rails. Another motherfucker.
Gildas, I agree with you, but in the context that we're talking.
Wait. Let me jump in here real quick. So first off, Brad's not here, so we shouldn't be speaking on Brad because by the time it gets back to Brad, he's gonna get all the wrong information. Some
You go bananas. This is like charging the TNT.
Right? So Brad's not here, but I'll say this, Adams. Brad and I banged a million times on this app, right? We're civil to each other now, and I'm just using him as an example because his name has been brought up. But here's the deal. In my opinion, right? You could do 100 good things in real life. All it takes is one mistake to wash all of their good away. So if somebody's coming on this app threatening to rape somebody or hang somebody or come kick their whatever people are saying, to me, once you cross that line, and I get it, I totally get it. People said the most egregious things to him, but. Look, man, look what was done today, right? There was a rumor about me for like 3 or 4 hours. They were ranting and raving and stuff like that. You know what I say my response was going to be? No response. Sometimes you just got to be the bigger man and walk away. And here's the deal, Adams, and here's how I really feel. Women have softer voices than men. We're louder. There's no reason to be punching down. And some of these women are egregious animals, no doubt. But you know what? If you just ignore them, they go away. That's how I feel. Like I said, Brad's not here, so we're not going to talk about Brad. It's not respect. I respect Brad enough to give that courtesy.
Thank you, Adams. I do appreciate that. As a mutual friend to both of you, I do appreciate that. Let's just move on. He's not here, and I do appreciate you acknowledging that.
Well, let me say this. Everybody in this room heard what I said. Gildas heard me. Kima heard me, right? But by the time it gets back to Brad, Gildas, JB was talking shit about you. He was doing this. I never said. I just said the man's not here. Let's not talk about it.
I understand completely.
Let me say hello to Mikey Moon. Mikey Moon, good to see you, brother.
Hey, good to see you too, man. Well, before we stop talking about him, I just want to ask Dr. Adams, is there anything that somebody could say
Mike
to you?
Moon also hates Brad.
Anything.
Forgot about this.
Your mom, about your wife, anything that would make you say, I know where you live. I'm going to drive to your house and I'm going to rape your wife.
Who said that?
Brad said that. In a room. And I was there. And I heard it. And to this day, he will never admit that he says any of the shit we've talked about. But trust me, he said it. I'm asking you that question. This is a guy that, now, I'm not saying two things can't be true at once. I'm not saying he can't be.
And himself, bro, speak all night about Brad. But he's not, this is one of the problems we have. People do it to me, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But you know what?
I understand what you're saying, JB.
Let me finish, Mike. But here's the thing. He's not here. I don't want to talk about it. Respect the space. I get, Mike, I understand. I was in the room with you the other day. You were going scorched earth on him. I get it. I know how you feel about him. And some other people feel very similar to how you do. But he's not here. What's the point of talking about it? Then that just makes us the gossips, bro. I know what he said. I've heard him say the most egregious things. But regardless of that, he's not here to defend himself. This is one of the problems with Clubhouse. Let's move on. There's so many other things we can talk about. Like, Mike, no bullshit, you're probably one of the smartest people on this app. We can go in so many directions. If I want to talk photography, you're my dude. If I want to talk history, you're my dude. Brad's not here. I don't want to talk about him.
It's all good. It's like, it's fair enough.
And I'm just gonna, again, in sentiment to what you said, Jay, I'm just gonna respond in saying this. This is not a union. This is not a Clubhouse union. This is not collective bargaining rights, okay? Your issue with a said person is your issue with a said person. We just want to move on, have polite conversation, and just simply move on. And I hope that you can just respectfully agree.
Let's move on because Brad.
Well, why don't we ask Dr. Adams?
Hold on. Brad has blamed, and I like Brad, but this week Brad blamed me for shit that I didn't have nothing to do with on multiple occasions. And the slow sluts in the room, no one in particular, y'all will go back and say, JB and I were hosting a room tonight and talking about Brad, and we're talking about Brad, and then I'll catch another straight from Brad. So yeah, let's please move on.
I'll just say this. Hold on, John. I don't want you. Don't even bring up his name, please. I'm asking you to respect the space. But I'll say this. And I'm not defending Brad. He said egregious things. I've said egregious things. We all have, right? But here's the deal. Brad has always been Brad. He's never deviated from who he is on this app. Now, I don't know if he's like that in real life. I don't care. So if you know that this guy is the way he is and he bothers you, just don't be around him. Go to a different space. There's literally 5,000 rooms on this app, right? I'm trying to start cultivating conversations that don't have the toxicity, right? I'm really trying. Mike, there was a room on me tonight about 3 hours. Somebody was screaming. I won't mention the name because I won't breathe life into it. But when you come into my space, everybody comes to my space. Every once in a while, we catch lightning in a bottle. We have a conversation that people leave this room and say, wow, that was a great fucking conversation. John, I'm telling you, I'm trying to give you grace, but if you gaslight, I'm throwing you out.
No, I'm not going to talk about anybody else or former speakers. You know, in the Muff, in Mojo's room, the rule is don't bring old drama from old rooms into this room. And Kitover.
Dude, I don't want to talk about your campaign anymore. We're done with that. Not tonight.
Can I say something really quickly?
Please.
Before this person leaves the room. Abby, I don't mean to call you out. I have tons of respect for Abby, but I want to issue an apology to Abby because I didn't get a chance to do this the other day in the Muff. There was a heated discussion going on, Abby and somebody else. I don't remember what they were talking about. Maybe it was not shut you up or shut you down. I respect you. I respect your voice. And I don't know if you left the room feeling some way. I did. I was just bored overall with the constant Trump conversation and Putin and whatever we were discussing in that room. I know one or two of the mods were trying to move on to a whole new topic, and it was impossible to move on. So I wanted to apologize to Abby. And Abby, I'm sorry for censoring you, but I see you're here, and I just wanted to apologize if my saying, you might not even remember this, but I do, and it's been heavy on my heart since that day. And I said next time I see Abby, I'm going to apologize to Abby. So this is my apology to Abby. I was not trying to dismiss you or shut you down or not give you space to speak. So that's it. Thank you.
Well, let me say this. Abby's a tough Philly girl. Trust me. She is banged with some of the biggest people on this app. People mistake her. She's the way she speaks, right? She's so eloquent. She's so nice that she's weak. Abby's one of the toughest ladies on this app. And listen, I love Abby. Abby and I haven't always agreed, but Abby's always welcome in my space, and I appreciate the apology.
She's too tough, Jay. I need to butter her up for the campaign, and she's already given to AIPAC, which is given to Darren LaHood.
Okay, I'm talking about that campaign.
I knew that was coming.
Hey, Nye, I want to say that you are one of the most even-handed, kind people on the app. There's no question about it, and you are a blessing in every room that I've ever seen you in. And I'm shocked that anybody would have beef with you, frankly, because you're so kind and gentle under pressure, and you apologize when you feel like you made mistakes, which shows that you have empathy and that you second guess yourself after the fact and feel guilty and have a little bit of shame sometimes, and all these things that normal people with good hearts have. I mean, Lord knows I have a ton.
Point now, you know that, right? I always call them out for that, like war crimes. Why are we talking about the idea? I want to talk about Hamas. You want to talk about war crimes? Well, let's talk about Hamas. I'm sick of fucking talking about IDF when there's no war crimes being committed by them at all.
So their new narrative is, I noticed it the last week, their new thing is, no, let's talk about before Hamas was founded. That's their new thing.
And we can talk about too, no problem. We can talk about all the terrorists, the PLO. We can talk about them before Hamas, not a problem. They're a bunch of fucking terrorists too. Yasser Arafat, you want to talk about that? That's fine. We can talk about it. I mean, she's trying to bring shit up saying that there were documents released. There was documents released by the Israeli courts or whatever, and only they released it in the 1970s and 80s. Most ridiculous thing ever. And then after that, it was sealed up again. Like no one knew what it was saying.
Yeah, my new fighting tactic with all the.
Yeah.
You read that article?
Yeah, I knew about all that stuff. Yeah.
oh my God, like he makes it sound like he was a simple street pimp. And like, you know, oh, I had 5 girls that were already drug addicts that worked for me and I took a cut. No, he invited 2 fucking models to a hotel room and him and his buddy raped them and they kidnapped them and sold them to 60 different men for $2,000 a day.
Wow.
Like, that's fucking insane. That's not a pimp. That's a fucking sex trafficker and a kidnapper and a rapist.
Yeah, I mean,
that is fucking wild that he's like making it sound like he's some simple street pimp, you know, like fucking Cat Williams.
well, I think the way he explains it or downgrades it is he says that there was prosecutorial misconduct and trumped up charges and things like that. But he paid, you know, he went to prison, so I don't know.
I know.
You can complain or gossip all you want, but that's not gonna get you the feedback you're looking for. I mean, that's why I record, because see, you can't get that dopamine the way I get it. Because if I got kicked and I got serious beef, now I'm just gonna focus in on that person and live stream them and record them, and then they become, you know, the hunted. So you can't get that dopamine the way I get it. So don't know what to tell you.
That's funny. But yeah, I thought initially I was like, oh, he must be like some simple street pimp. But I read that article. That was fucking wild. Like that was.
Yeah, well, I don't know. What do you know? What do you know about Pepe's background?
I don't know anything.
Well, you know, he's got a background too, and it's not pretty, you know. And why do you think these 2 guys attack each other? Because like that's how they, you know, prop up their self-esteem. Because if Pepe is roasting you, you know, how pathetic are you if Pepe is roasting you, and then vice versa?
Can it be with Pepe's roasted you? Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, how bad is it when you have to roast Pepe? Like that's also the other thing. So.
Yeah, it's fucking hysterical, Like this story is like taking so many twisted turns that I just wasn't aware of, I guess.
Yeah, this is why the app does have, you know, wings, because there's enough people in it to keep playing this game forever. The drama gossip game. It will go on forever because it's like a math equation, basically.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop. Tomorrow will be Brad's return, and there will be a huge Brad moment, and then it'll just repeat. The whole cycle will repeat. The whole weekly cycle will repeat on Monday.
Oh, I'm enjoying it. Keep the seasons coming, John.
Well, we're live streaming it, and if the campaign doesn't work out, we may have, you know, a video production business on our hands. So.
Yeah, I'm watching you on the live stream right now. Wave at your camera at your 2 o'clock.
It's hard to tell which one. There's so many.
No, hold on.
Oh, that's it. Maybe your 2 o'clock. Anyways, but okay. Well, enjoy your evening. I'll talk with you soon.
All right, later, buddy.
Okay, bye. Death Hippie, welcome to the show. I'm not going to be here for long. I'm going to hop out of here. How are you doing, Death Hippie? Everything working out for you?
I have no idea how I'm doing. So we're just going to have...
As opposed, you know, to the hurricane.
I'm absolutely sure. You know what my old iris was named? When it was named for me?
What?
Was the storm was the iris I picked up. That's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 2 parts in that. You know, the whole thing, meaning it's people's minds are chaotic. And what's amazing is Clubhouse follows you after you get out of the app, meaning that your brain is neuro-linguistically tied into this app. So like if somebody withdraws, you can't get that same dopamine unless they're there to give you that dopamine. So it's like you invest in it and upload in it. And so if you make a deposit and then you leave, or if you go in and there's no place to make your deposit, you're not getting that fill. So it's interesting how you can manipulate it or be manipulated, basically.
Yeah, see that. I've had a very interesting spiritual awakening that's absolutely rocked my overall, I'd say, paradigm shift for a lifetime or several. I don't know what to do with all the information. It's too much at once.
Well, I think one way to look at it is it's not too much information, and everything you just said is the opposite is probably true.
Perhaps everything happens for a reason. Is that not right?
No, you could just say there's not a speck out of dust. There's not a speck of dust out of place in the whole universe, meaning that everything the way it is the way that the game is set up to be played for you right now.
Yeah, perhaps. It definitely is a simulation.
I mean, one thing to look at is your name, Death Hippie. And I've known you for a few years now, and a lot of your messaging is disarray or chaos or a lot of unknowns and fears, but yet you go by Death Hippie. So I'm just saying to you, you make your reality with your words. And I told you once before, change your name, because it's just implying, chaos, death, and decay, as opposed to, improvement or balance or stability or strength or victory. I mean, you are your words. So if you want things to change, I would encourage you to start changing your words.
You shall eat the fruit of your lips.
Yeah, the tongue gives life and death. So, I say choose life, as opposed to choosing death in your name, for God's sakes.
Life hippie. Ouch. I got into a very bad car wreck, and the seatbelt and the airbag saved me.
No, so now you're just going around as death. You should go around as life, see how that feels.
You're right about the life thing. Life is in the power. Life, choose life, and also life takes precedence. It's inscribed on my wedding ring. And you're right about the chaos. Definitely chaos. Everything's been going well for you.
Yeah, all is well. Do you want to hear some love poetry?
Absolutely, John. I love hearing your poetry. That takes me back to my old days.
Okay, this is called Keeper of Secrets.
Mm-hmm.
You came here to tell my secret to everyone, what I give no sign of. Last night in a dream you offered a cup. I said I will not drink wine. Do not, the loss is yours. I'm afraid of being shamed. I'll reach for you and you won't be there. It's astonishing to me that someone offers you his innermost life and you frown. Would you be deceptive with me as you do with others? I am the keeper of secrets. You can't hide from me. I am the beauty of the perceived world, but you lay back on the ground. I am the true direction of the spirit, but you glance around at clouds. Look here. If you angrily turn away now, you will do the same on the day you die. Be pale for the one who created color. Don't put saffron on your face for the sake of shadows. Be a rooster, conscious of time and the leader. Don't change your rooster to a hen. Bend and sit crookedly, but tell the straight truth. Truth is enough. I am the friend, your spirit. Why look for someone else? If you like the verse about lending to God, lend a clipping from a counterfeit coin and get back the deed to a diamond mine. If for 2 or 3 days you bandage your eyes with awe, you make your sensible eyes a fountain for the other ocean. If for only a second you go straight for this target, that arrowy intention becomes your bow and bowstring. There's no generosity better than this, that with your sins and forgetfulness, I'm telling you how to pray. So much for words which have to be written down, or not contained in the mouth. If you were to open every living particle,
said, I asked God, do not let me die until I know you. God replied, he who knows me never dies. So, let's be drawn into the timeless wisdom of Rumi through 9 unforgettable poems that explore the mysteries of existence. We'll start with the existence of origins in before time, uncover the radiant truth that I am pure light, and tackle the profound question, how you came into existence. Finally, we'll end with Rumi's heartfelt devotion to his master, Shams of Tabriz. I am sure these poems will resonate with your heart, linger in your thoughts, and stir your soul. Before time. I was there on the first day, before anything had a name. On that day, there was neither I nor we. Every name and everything named came after me. Within one curl of the beloved's hair, I saw the birth of creation. I saw every name forming, every object coming into view. Yet there was no curl. I looked upon every cross in every church, yet he was not there. I went to the temples of India and the shrines of China, yet he was not there. I searched the mountains of Herat and Kandahar, yet he was not there. I scaled the distant peak of Mount Kaf, only to find the empty nest of the phoenix. I visited the Kaaba, but he was not there, amidst pilgrims young and old. I read the books of Avicenna, but his wisdom went beyond all the words. I went to the highest court, within the distance of 2 bow lengths, but he was not there. Then I looked within my own heart, and there I found him. He was nowhere else. O Oh, my beloved, I searched both worlds, but never found joy without you. I have seen many wonders, but never a wonder like you. I pressed my soul's ear against countless doors, but never heard words as sweet as yours. Pour the wine that takes me beyond myself, for this petty existence brings nothing but fatigue. You are the endless love. You are the heavenly song. You are the mother and father. You are the one I will always know. We are scraps of iron. Your love is the magnet that rest now my soul. Leave behind your religion and your empty show of faith. Remember when you had no religion. Remember when all you had was him. I am not from this world. Why think thus, O men of piety? I have returned to sobriety. I am neither a Muslim nor a Hindu. I am not Christian, Zoroastrian, nor Jew. I am neither of the West nor the East, not of the ocean nor an earthly beast. I am neither a natural wonder, nor from the stars yonder, neither flesh of dust, nor wind inspire, nor water in veins, nor made of fire. I am neither an earthly carpet, nor gems terrestrial, nor am I confined to creation, nor the throne celestial, not of ancient promises, nor of...
So I'm going to read some Rumi in just a minute, but this is an audiobook version.
Future prophecy, not of hellish anguish, nor of paradisiac
And
ecstasy.
this is book club. Adams, if you want to try reading a book, I would, love it if you could grab a book at your home, and if you want to read for 5 minutes, Bima, you too.
See, neither the progeny of Adam nor Eve, nor of the world of heavenly make-believe. My place is the no place. My image is without face. Neither of body nor the soul. I am of the divine whole. I eliminated duality with joyous laughter. Saw the unity of here and the hereafter. Unity is what I sing. Unity is what I speak. Unity is what I know. Unity is what I seek. Intoxicated from the chalice of love, I have lost both worlds below and above. Sole destiny that comes to me. My whole life, even if once, forgot his name even perchance. For that hour spent, for such moment, I'd give my life and thus repent. Beloved Master, Shams Tabrizi, in this world with love, I'm so drunk. The path of love isn't easy, totally free of worry and care. I've passed beyond the four qualities, stars across the sky.
Hey, Bima, I'm just getting set up here, but I'll read in just a minute.
There was a time I stayed by his side. I lived in his world, and he gave me everything. With the best of intentions, I came to this world to have a sight of Joseph's purity. Like a baby born of its mother's womb, I was brought here with blood and tears. People think they are born only once, but they have been here so many times. In the cloak of this ragged body, I have walked countless paths. How many times I have worn out this cloak. With ascetics in the desert, I watched night turn into day. With pagans in the temple, I slept at the foot of idols. I've been a charlatan and a king. I've been a healer and fraught with disease. I've been on my deathbed so many times, floating up like the clouds, pouring down like the rain. As a dervish, I sought the dust of annihilation, but it never touched my robe. So I gathered armfuls of roses in this faded garden of existence.
Is private student loan debt wrecking your life? You really need to talk to White Refi. White Refi.
Rule number 1. How we see God is a direct reflection of how we see ourselves. If God brings to mind mostly fear and blame, it means there is too much fear and blame welled up inside us. If we see God as full of love and compassion, so are we. Rule number 2. The path to the truth is a labor of the heart, not of the head. Make your heart your primary guide, not your mind. Meet, challenge, and ultimately prevail over your nafs with your heart, knowing your ego will lead you to the knowledge of God. Rule number 3. You can study God through everything and everyone in the universe, because God is not confined in a mosque, synagogue, or church. But if you are still in need of knowing where exactly his abode is, there is only one place to look for him, in the heart of a true lover. Rule number 4. Intellect and love are made of different materials. Intellect ties people in knots and risks nothing, but love dissolves all tangles and risks everything. Intellect is always cautious and advises, beware too much ecstasy, whereas love says, oh, never mind, take the plunge. Intellect does not easily break down, whereas love can effortlessly reduce itself to rubble. But treasures are hidden among ruins. A broken heart hides treasures. Rule number 5. Most problems of the world stems from linguistic mistakes and simple misunderstanding. Don't ever take words at face value. When you step into the zone of love, language, as we know it becomes obsolete. That which cannot be put into words can only be grasped through silence. Rule number 6. Loneliness and solitude are two different things. When you are lonely, it is easy to delude yourself into believing that you are on the right path. Solitude is better for us, as it means being alone without feeling lonely. But eventually, it is the best to find a person who will be your mirror. Remember, only in another person's heart can you truly see yourself and the presence of God within you. Rule number 7. Whatever happens in your life, no matter how troubling things might seem, do not enter the neighborhood of despair. Even when all doors remain closed, God will open up a new path only for you. Be thankful. It is easy to be thankful when all is well. A Sufi is thankful not only for what he has been given, but also for all that he has been denied. Rule number 8. Patience does not mean to passively endure. It means to look at the end of a process. What does patience mean? It means to look at the thorn and see the rose, to look at the night and see the dawn. Impatience means to be short-sighted, as to not be able to see the outcome. The lovers of God never run out of patience, for they know that time is needed for the crescent moon to become full. Rule number 9. East or west, south or north, makes little difference. No matter what your destination is, just be sure to make every journey a journey within. If you travel within, you'll travel the whole wide world and beyond. Rule number 10. The midwife knows that when there is no pain, the mother cannot give birth. Likewise, for a new self to be born, hardship is necessary. Just as clay needs to go through intense heat to become strong, love can only be perfected through and after adversity. Rule number 11. The quest for love changes you. There is no seeker among those who search for love who has not matured on the way. The moment you start looking for love, you start to change from the inside and outside. Rule number 12. There are more fake gurus and false teachers in this world than the number of stars in the visible universe. Don't confuse power-driven, self-centered people with true mentors. A genuine spiritual master will not direct your attention to himself or herself. True mentors are as transparent as glass. They let the light of God pass through them. Instead, let life live through you, and do not worry that your life is turning upside down. How do you know that the side you are used to is better than the one to come? Rule number 14. God is busy with the completion of your work, both outwardly and inwardly. He is fully occupied with you. Every human being is a work in progress that is slowly but inexorably moving towards perfection. We are each an unfinished work of art, both waiting and striving to be completed. God deals with each of us separately because humanity is fine art of skilled penmanship, where every single dot is equally important for the entire picture. Rule number 15. It's easy to love a perfect God, unblemished and infallible that He is. What is far more difficult is to love fellow human being with all their imperfections and defects. Remember, one can only know what one is capable of loving. There is no wisdom without love. Unless we learn to love God's creation, we can neither truly love nor truly know God. Rule number 16. Real faith is the one inside. The rest simply washes off. There is only one type of dirt that cannot be cleansed with pure water, and that is the stain of hatred and bigotry contaminating the soul. You can purify your body through abstinence and fasting, but only love will purify your heart. Rule number 17. The whole universe is contained within a single human being, you. Everything that you see around, including the things that you might not be fond of, and even the people you despise or abhor, is present within you in varying degrees. Therefore, do not look for Shaitan outside yourself. The devil is not an extraordinary force that attacks from without. If you set to know yourself fully, facing it with honesty and hardness, you would see that it is an ordinary voice from within. Rule number 18. If you want to change the ways others treat you, you should first change the way you treat yourself, fully and sincerely. Otherwise, there is no way you can be loved. However, once you achieve that stage, be thankful for every thorn that others might throw at you. It is a sign that you will soon be showered in roses. Rule number 19. Fret not where the road will take you. Instead, concentrate on the first step. That is the hardest part, and that is what you are responsible for. Once you take that step, let everything do what it naturally does, and the rest will follow. Don't go with the flow. Be the flow. Rule number 20. We were all created in His image. The tavern becomes His chamber of prayer. But when a wine bibber goes into the same chamber, it becomes his tavern. In everything we do, It is our hearts that makes the difference, not our outer appearance. Sufis do not judge other people on how they look or who they are. When a Sufi stares at someone, he keeps both eyes closed, and instead, he opens a third eye, the eye that sees the inner realm. Rule number 22. Life is a temporary loan, and this world is nothing but a sketchy imitation of reality. Only children would mistake a toy for the real thing, and yet human beings either become infatuated with the toy or disrespectfully break it and throw it aside. In this life, stay away from all kinds of extremities, for they will destroy your inner balance. Sufis do not go to extremes. A Sufi always remains mild and moderate. Rule number 23. The human being has a unique place among God's creation. God says, I breathed into him of my spirit. Each and every one of us, without exception, is designed to be God's delegate on earth. Ask yourself, just how often do you behave like a delegate, if you ever do so? Remember, it falls upon each of us to discover the divine spirit inside and live by it.
How to automate repetitive tasks. Watch this.
It's 2025. AI can build a pro-level website within a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, you're still asking it how to write emails.
On each of us to discover the divine spirit inside and live by it. Rule number 24. Hell is in the here and now. So is heaven. Quit worrying about hell or dreaming about heaven, as they are both present inside this very moment. Every time we fall in love, we ascend to heaven. Every time we hate, envy, or fight someone.
Okay, I'm going to read you some Rumi quatrains. And I'm going to create some clips on YouTube. Here we go. Late by myself, in the boat of myself. No light and no land anywhere. Cloud cover thick. I try to stay just above the surface, yet I'm already under and living within the ocean. I'm crying. My tears tell me that much. Last spring, they say, the new green, how weak you felt. Remember any night of all our nights, but don't remember things I've said. Friend, our closeness is this. Anywhere you put your foot, feel me in the firmness under you. How is it with this love? I see your world and not you. When I am with you, we stay up all night. When you're not here, I can't go to sleep. Praise God for these two insomnias and the difference between them. When I be frightened if I open my eyes. This bleeding eventually stops. The wolf appears. We run off in different directions, with always some thought of how lucky we are. But nothing floats for long. Death floods in the mouth and the ear. Every head goes under and away. For years, copying other people, I tried to know myself. From within, I couldn't decide what to do. Unable to see, I heard my name being called. Then I walked outside. Today, like every other day, we wake up empty and frightened. Don't open the door to the study and begin reading. Take down a musical instrument. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the door sill, where the two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. Take someone who doesn't keep score. who's not looking to be richer or afraid of losing, who has not the slightest interest even in his own personality. He's free. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. I would love to kiss you. The price of kissing is your life. Now my loving is running toward my life, shouting, what a bargain. Let's buy it. We have this way of talking, and we have another. Apart from what we wish and what we fear may happen, we are alive with other life, as clear stones take form in the mountain. Someone who goes with half a loaf of bread to a small place that fits like a nest around him. Someone who wants no more, who's not himself longed for by anyone else. He is a letter to everyone. You open it. It says, live. Who sees inside from outside? Who finds hundreds of mysteries even when minds are deranged? See through his eyes and what he sees. Who then is looking out from his eyes? The clear bead at the center. We puzzle a painting or a book when what we're wanting to see and understand in this world, we are that. Does sunset sometimes look like the sun's coming up? Do you know what a faithful love is like? You're crying. You say you've burned yourself. But can you think of anyone who's not hazy with smoke? Daylight, full of small dancing particles, and the one great turning. Our souls are dancing with you. Without feet they dance. Can you see them when I whisper in your ear? They try to say what you are, spiritual or sexual. They wonder about Solomon and all his wives. In the body of the world, they say, there is a soul, and you are that. But we have ways within each other that will never be said by anyone. The human shape is a ghost, made of distraction and pain. Sometimes light, sometimes cruel, trying wildly to open this image tightly held within itself. Stay in the company of lovers, those other kinds of people. They each want to show you something. A crow will lead you to an empty barn, a parrot to sugar. There is a light seed grain inside. You fill it with yourself or it dies. I'm caught in this curling energy. Your hair. Whoever's calm and sensible is insane. Don't think of good advice for me. Tasted the worst that can happen, so they locked me somewhere bound and gagged. They can't tie up this new love I have. You don't have bad days and good days. You don't sometimes feel brilliant and sometimes dumb. There's no studying, no scholarly thinking having to do with love, but there is a great deal of plotting and secret touching and nights you can't remember at all. The Sufi opens his hands to the universe and gives away each instant free, unlike someone who begs on the street for money to survive. A dervish begs to give you his life. There's a strange frenzy in my head of birds flying, each particle circulating on its own. Is the one I love everywhere? They say that paradise will be perfect, with lots of clear white wine and all the beautiful women. We hold on to times like this then, since this is how it's going to be. Come to the orchard in spring. There is light and wine, sweethearts and the pomegranate flowers. If you do not come, these do not matter. If you do come, these do not matter. Poles apart, I'm the color of dying. You are the color of being born. Unless we breathe in each other, there can be no garden. So that's why plants grow and laugh at our eyes, which focus on distance. Think that you're gliding out from the face of a cliff like an eagle. Think you're walking like a tiger. Spend less time with nightingales and peacocks. One is just a voice. The other does not get clearer by repeating the question, nor is it bought with going to amazing places. I feel encouraged. When I am ruined, I am healed. When I am quiet and solid as the ground, then I talk the low tones of thunder for everyone. I drink stream water and the air becomes clearer, and everything I do. I become a water wheel, turning and tasting you as long as water moves. In pain, I breathe easier. The scared child is running from the house, screaming. I hear the gentleness. Under 9 layers of illusion, whatever the light, on the face of any object, in the ground itself, I see your face. Today I'm out wandering, turning my skull into a cup for others to drink wine from. In this town somewhere there sits a calm, intelligent man who doesn't know what he's about to do. I asked for 1 kiss. You gave me 6. Who was teacher is now student. Things good and generous take form in me, and the air is clear. I am insane, but they keep calling to me. No one here knows me, but no one chases me off. My job is to stay awake, like the night watchman, when they're drunk enough. Recognize me. They say, there's daylight. During the day I was singing with you. At night we slept in the same bed. I wasn't conscious day or night. I thought I knew who I was, but I was you. Drinking wine with you, getting warmer and warmer. I think, why not trade in this overcoat made of leaves and dirt? Then I look out the window. For what? Both worlds are here. Since we've seen each other, a game goes on. Secretly I move. Look how I've brought in furniture to this invisible place, so we can live here. The minute I heard my first love story, I started looking for you, not knowing how blind that was. Lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They're in each other all along. If you change into a mountain, we'll melt you. If you become an ocean, we'll drain. One day, you see a picture, you think you will hate yourself openly. Okay, I'm going to read these last 2 pages, and then they'll complete these Rumi quatrains. I'm not talking out loud. I'm talking to the ears of your spirit. Remember what I've said. Tomorrow, I'll say openly what I'm saying tonight. We've given up making a living. It's all this crazy love poetry now. It's everywhere. Our eyes and our feelings focus together with our words. We have a huge barrel of wine, but no cups. It's fine with us. Every morning we glow, and in the evening we glow again. They say there's no future for us. They're right, which is fine with us. Do you think I know what I'm doing? For one breath, or half breath, I belong to myself. As much as a pen knows what it's writing, or the ball can guess where it's going next. Do not sit long with a sad friend. When you go to a garden, do you look at thorns or flowers? Spend more time with roses and jasmine. Inside the great mystery that is, we don't really own anything. What is this competition we feel then, before we go, one at a time, through the same gates? We are the mirror as well as the face in it. We are tasting the taste this minute of eternity. We are pain, and what cures pain? We are the sweat, cold water, and the jar that pours. At night we fall into each other with mine with looking at you. One drunkard takes care of another. We are walking through a garden. Turn away for a minute. You're doing it again. You have my face here, but you look at flowers.
Background. I mean, a little bit more of a simplified understanding of what it is. Background. I mean, a little bit more of a simplified understanding of what it is that I do, but that's cool because it's.
Do you have a quantum computer at your lab?
No, I don't have a quantum computer in that lab. No.
But you hook the kids up with a remote terminal to a quantum computer, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay. Just basically like five qubit calculations or something.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. But the folks that
to a quantum computer, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay. Just basically like five qubit calculations or something.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. But the folks that I work with in quantum, Yeah, there are some of them who it's their whole life, but even in fact, I should send you some of the info on QSteam, and I mean you can look it up, but I think I've told you a little bit about it. Like we built courses, we built quantum courses.
QSteam, QSTEM,
Yep.
Wow, QSteam.
QSteam, yeah. So
it's like, oh, you've added quantum to STEM. Oh, STEAM.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, he's like making it sound like he's
like a complete. Yeah, it's like LGBTQ plus. I got all the letters.
Yeah. So
it's a buzzword salad. I got it.
Yeah, something like that. But
I completely get it. Yeah.
If you're someone on the learning side of the desk, if you're somebody interested in learning quantum science, QSteam is just sort of a bunch of on-ramp ways to get there. We built 4 courses, and there's 4 more courses that we're trying to come in with as well.
But what it is it's a QISE minor. So the curriculum is
one that's built where students get to come in and they it's not just learning the basics. Like you would earn a minor in quantum in your R1 institution or in any institution for that matter. And with the partnership universities that we already have, as long as we have faculty to teach them, we can run it at any given time if there's a critical mass of students to take it. So, there's internship opportunities through it as well. But the 4 courses basically are pretty comprehensive in terms of just getting your feet wet and understanding what it's about. And hopefully the people go on and they do, they
had students and postdocs or anything like that if they want to go in this direction. But there's also a lot of entryways into the field.
But in the end, they're comfortable with Shor's algorithm?
Oh, yeah. They're comfortable with a lot more than just that. I mean, they're comfortable with just, being in a lab, so a lot of times they're already in a school that might have access to.
Do you have an oscilloscope and microwave generators or lasers?
Two things here. When you say we, right? So it depends what you're talking about.
Are the students exposed to an oscilloscope and microwave equipment?
Yes, but let me say it to you like this. So there's over 70 institutions we're talking about right now. We're not just talking about my institution. So it depends where you're at.
Some kind of collective thing, and it's different everywhere?
Yeah, it's NSF funded, yes. So it was
built to go. So that's the program. Yeah, I see.
Yep. Anyways, I don't find too much of this what I really was trying to necessarily talk about tonight, but
simulation. You want to talk about simulation? So simulation, we talked about, of course, the chances are low that it's us, that we're in the real one. That was a good model. Is there any other kind of Drake equations, like the probability of this thing is the case, that you're familiar in this field?
No, I can't. I don't think there's.
So simulation and interpretation.
Just like the Drake equation, any kind of math that you want to throw into the probability that you're in a simulation is going to be very loosey-goosey. Just like the Drake equation, every single one of those variables is up for debate.
Yeah, all the terms are loosey-goosey, right? But that's not what's important about the Drake equation. The importance of the Drake equation is whether or not it fully captures the terms that would be important. And then over time, you can. Well, I feel like it's a pretty good expression of that. I don't think anybody's added anything critical to it in 50 years, but that way.
Right. I don't need.
Right. So I wouldn't call it incomplete, but I would agree to you that it's amorphous, meaning all of the terms do not have quantitative values. Sorry.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, simulation interpretation. So I think of simulation interpretation as one of the ways that you can kind of escape the hellhole that's created by quantum entanglement. Is that your understanding as well?
Say it again? What?
Simulation interpretation.
is the way that we can escape the hellhole of quantum interpretation?
Of the quantum entanglement. Sure. Well, look, you have quantum entanglement, right? You have Bell kind of creates this, and then with John Clauser and everything, once you get rid of hidden variables, now you've got real problems. You've got like what the observer effect problem. You've got multiple universes problems.
Yep.
You've got what superdeterminism is the way that you can deal with this, and the simulation interpretation is another way you can deal with this. Now, I prefer Einstein notation, right? I think that one is on the has the best grasp, but multiple universes interpretation. See what I mean?
Well, there's another slant on that. I mean, you could say that the multiple universe could also not be a quantum object, right? It could not be a result of quantum. You could still get there with simulations. I mean, it would make more sense to have multiple universes, right? If you had a simulation. I mean, that as a sentence almost makes more plausible sense, right? It would mean something different. It would mean something different.
That's kind of interesting, because what you're kind of poking at there is that maybe we could have an experiment that would expose the fact that the machine has to spin up a new universe every time we do a thing that triggers quantum entanglement.
Yeah, whatever that thing is, right? Like,
whatever that thing is. So maybe we could feel the parent computer slowing down for a minute every time it has to spin one up.
Sure. Why we get weird effects like the Casimir effect or Hawking radiation or whatever, these things that feel weird, anything that's quantum jittery, maybe, I don't know if they have to be, mutually exclusive, but anyways, I think without getting into the book, didn't realize there was people here that I haven't invited up. What up, Hanson? What up? Speak of the Hanson.
Yeah, I was wondering what's wrong. It's very rare that I speak for more than about 25 seconds before there isn't 14 people who all want to.
It's because of when you're in a room, Benjamin, people are like, "Oh my gosh, I have to contribute to the talk." Benjamin's talking, it's got to be good. What up, Hanson?
Right. Well, usually they just come up and like.
Entanglement.
Yes, it is. When if you say the word quantum, it's like saying, standing in front of the mirror at midnight and evoking the devil to come out. What is
if you leave the topic at the top of the room for about 14 seconds, I'm going to ask the two of you to attack my latest thesis so that I can defend it.
Jeez.
Hi, Sean. Sean and I haven't met, but I can tell he loves me.
He's got.
No.
It was, boy. Come on, my man.
How you run the play?
Yeah,
well, they jumping the shit out of fucking Hugo over there. But how you run the play though? He ran the play on Hugo. He went over there and count wrapped on them. They jumping the shit out of Hugo. Hugo went over there on his own.
Yes, sir.
I'm good.
We in this
so
bit.
Happy.
From this guy, because it seemed like you wanted to move on.
This is getting sinners.
I still want to. Hold on, Sam.
You're hogging.
Hold on. Dang, hold on. You're hogging the mic. What do you mean? Him and D just had a whole conversation. You're hogging the mic. I just got two. You're hogging the mic.
Please chill.
Moderators, can you come on?
Moderators, I'm trying to talk right now and everyone's over talking me. Why is everyone over talking me right now?
I'm the one that's talking, y'all.
I have 27 more questions. Why is everybody over talking me right now? What the fuck, moderators?
Max,
I have 27 more questions.
was having a sincere conversation with you. If you don't want to have the conversation with him, can you let him know? If not, they're gonna troll Azariah. So
I don't even want to troll. I just want to say something.
if
I don't
you
want to
can
decide
give him
it.
respect to let him know if you want to still have the conversation, so that he can go eat with his wife if you don't want to have the conversation.
Well, I mean, if he wants to like kind of quickly give kind of his closing question, and then we can. Cause I know everyone might want to jump in. So if he wants to like quickly kind of give his closing question, we can knock that out real quick.
Yeah, B-Max, I just had two more questions. I'm not pigeonholing you to nothing. You just answer it and say you don't know. It's simple. Are billions of people from all eras simply just delusional by believing in a higher power, while modern atheists are the only ones who got it right?
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't go that far as saying like, it's a delusion. I don't. If people want to like believe in higher power, fine. Because I think it gives people strength to kind of get through their day. So I mean, I don't think it's fair to call it delusional. So no.
Great answer, bro. The last question. I understand that people on stage go through my PTR and they get emotional when they go to see my pieces, but they will be okay.
Did you not hear him say
Be quiet. Be quiet. It ain't your turn.
You didn't say one final question.
Last question. Be quiet. If your thoughts came from a brain formed by accident, how can you trust that your reasoning is even valid? B-Max, this is my last question, brother.
I hear what you're saying. I don't have all the answers. All I know is that it seems that we're here for natural causes. If there's truly a creator that put us here, and if you have a demonstration of a creator, I'm open to hear it. But that's kind of how I'll answer it.
I'll praise you, brother. We're a great bill, brothers. All respect, and he's disrespectful.
Shut the fuck up.
Look at him. He came and hold his peace.
Shut the fuck up.
His PCR is
27 more questions.
His name is Sam Rosen.
27 more questions.
I'm done, D. Take over the room. Control these goddamn.
I never heard the smoke alarm. Someone else please tell me to hear the smoke alarm.
When D is talking, moderation is talking. Be quiet.
Replace the batteries and smoke alarm.
I appreciate
That was the third
your input. I think B-Max enjoyed the conversation. We can move on to next. Have a wonderful dinner with your wife.
Bye. So, when it comes to the Book of Job, the Book of Job is enough to make you just know that the whole story is childish nonsense. You have the devil and God having a wager. We're going to torture this man and bet on who, whether he's going to keep worshiping you if you torture him. That's the behavior of psychopaths. There's no reason why God would need to do the wager, given that it's omniscient. There's no reason why he would have to prove anything to the devil. He could just beam the true beliefs into the devil's mind. The idea that the devil and God would make a wager and then use the torture of a man as a fucking way to do it is retarded. And then God, in the story of Job, he killed Job's sons, and then they give God afterwards well, we gave him new sons, so therefore it's fine that I did this. It's not fine that you killed my sons just to give me more sons, you fucking retard God. So the story is just childish, evil nonsense, and you should just all see it, obviously.
Can I go next? I think Sam made a great point.
That's from a perspective of someone who doesn't know the Bible. So
yeah, let King respond.
Go ahead, King.
Yeah. So I'm not even gonna. Well, I'll be in the Bible a little bit, but I'm just gonna be realistic. So recently, I just lost my homeboy, my best friend. I talked to him day and night. At night I talked to him. Morning I talked to him, and it was a hard loss for me. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt me. I was hurt. I'm driving, trying to work, and it just really hurt me to the core. And I do believe in the God of the Bible that we read about, But what's crazy, what happened to me, is gonna blow y'all mind, bro. I drive trucks, right? I was in the woods just driving. An owl came down and broke my antenna off my truck. And I'm like, damn, so I had to get another antenna. The next night, another owl come down, probably an hour somewhere else, come down like he's finna come in my windshield and just fly up. And I kind of jumped because I was messing with my phone at the same time. And so now I'm calling some of my friends, my wife, and I'm telling her, like, man, I had 2 owls. One of them broke my antenna. One of them down there came and broke my windshield, coming straight at me. And so I was like talking to my homeboys, we joking. He's like, damn, you might be seeing a ghost. That might be your boy, because he just died like 2 days ago. And it's the person I talk to every day, all day. It's my best friend. And I laughed about it, and I was like, nah, man, I don't believe in that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so I said, if I see another owl, it's definitely a sign, And so I saw another owl that same night, and it came close to me. And so now it's got my attention. Now I'm searching. I'm on ChatGPT. What does that mean? And I'm seeing omens, and people see owls when people die and stuff like this. So I didn't think nothing of it. Did I go out?
No, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I didn't think nothing of it. And so so now I'm just really searching, going hard. I'm searching. And so what I end up doing is going back to the last conversation me and my friend had the day before he died. He got killed. And we was talking about how the ancient languages had meanings to them. Every letter had meanings to them. And so I was within the span of like 3 days, and they all close encounters. And while I'm talking, I'm putting my number in the computer, and the screen pop up. We got a picture of an owl. All right, I'm like, okay, God, you got my attention. And now I go search the ancient language, because I go back to the text message the day before to see what we was talking about. We was talking about ancient Hebrew. And so I looked up owl in the ancient Hebrew. I ChatGPT'd it and looked up the letters, and it came back. It said the Yod, which is the divine hand, the beginning of transformation, and then the Nun, which is life in motion, the continuation of a soul. Shin, the fire, pain, or spiritual refinement. And then the vowel was the bridge, the connection between worlds. And then the last letter was Pet, the mouth, the breath, the voice returning after one is silent. And when you put that together, let me see, can I get it? Let me see, can I get it? I don't have it. When you put it together, it forms a sentence, though. And the sentence is saying,
what are you yapping about, boy?
This man, he's talking about something that was.
I want to know what this boy is yapping about.
Well, I'm just giving my experiences, man.
Go ahead and give it now, boy. Get to the point, boy.
Yeah, but long story short, it was a message straight from the Most High God telling me that my friend.
No. Go back to what you said that the sentence.
Okay. Let me see, can I get it? So I went through the letters, and then it formed the sentence. I can't get to it right now, but when you put those letters together, it's telling you that that my friend was in the hands of the divine one, and he's being going through a transformation. His life is in motion. His soul is continuing, and it says a spiritual refinement, and then it had the bridge, the connection between worlds, and the mouth, the breath, the voice returning after silence. So my friend died, but I know that his soul is with the Most High God. That's what the message of the hour was when I broke it down in the ancient Hebrew. And the Most High got my attention because that's what we was talking about before he passed. And that's outside of the scriptures. I didn't have to go to the scripture. That's real life. I told my Christian friends. I told my Hebrew Israelite friends. I told my atheist friends. You know what everybody said? I told my Muslim friends, you crazy. But it's only a few people that can hear this and believe. But that's straight from my life experience. So I know that there is a God, and that's a fact.
I received your message. Yeah, I hear you. Anybody else would like to share
I hate to say this, but I think that you were not systematically like stalked by an owl who was like trying to like I don't know molest your life and attack you and just like I think you're just making this up. I think you're a liar, pants on fire, who made up a story about an owl, and it's not true. So that's what.
Beware to share on this stage at your own risk.
All lay and pray MMA fighters should be banned from the damn sport.
Listen, that was the most dominant win I've ever seen.
It was, but I just...
Hey, Edward, I see you there in the audience. Our Clown House director here, Mojo, has taken a break from the app. But, you know, we're going to have to get signatures still, so we'll see. Wasting time for you. But I'm pretty sure we could, you know, I mean, we've got $1,000 in the campaign account, and I'm sure you could raise more. Yeah, there's a lot of haters on here, so but they're part of the game, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess I'm just not thinking that, but yeah.
Raised $510 on the app, so I'm gonna match it. So we've got about $1,000 in our campaign account.
Last time I thought you said you had 1,000 already, and you were going to match 900 at 19.
No, we've actually only raised like 510 off of Clubhouse, so I may have misspoke, but we've only got, you know, $1,000 in the campaign. But
and because we've got the papers yet, have you got the sheets?
I don't have the PDFs. I haven't spent any more time looking for them yet, but I'd also like to try to do like a digital way where voters could sign the PDF with a DocuSign, and we could submit one petition, one signature, you know, and do it that way.
I'm not sure if that's all the way valid, but what we could do is have a mass meetup with the people that and correlate and coordinate like that. Where we'd have to look and see is that totally effective, if that would, you know, be totally valid in Illinois. But yeah, that's a great idea as well. And well, you know, I'm about to finish up here, so I wanted to see, you know, what was the urgency here, because I didn't want to just hang around Elmhurst. You know, it's pretty expensive out here if I didn't have to. So if I can just shoot on out to Bloomington, I could.
Yeah, I mean, not yet. I mean, if we do, it's always probably going to be on a Friday, Saturday. So, because I figure that's when most people are out, and you can, you know, capture the most number of signatures on a Friday, Saturday.
Me personally, I was just campaigning for today, 42nd, and got 150 today. And I got, there was a festival Tuesday, I got 300. So, you know, the weekend is good, but a lot of times, you know, it doesn't matter, it's all something. So,
You know, the other component is, I mean, if you want to host rooms in the morning on Monday or Tuesday, I mean, a lot of this is also getting people from this app to basically donate to you or pay you. But, you know, because we only have $1,000, part of this gig is also trying to, you know, fundraise for yourself to get the petition signatures through this app. It may sound like an extra horrible step, but you know, basically you're not going to get paid until the petitions come in signed anyways. So, you know, I'm saying you could, if on your profile, if you have Cash App, because even the haters will send you money. You know,
I don't even know how to host a room and all of that.
oh, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. But what I'm saying is there are people that, you know, that like to play games on this app, and I'm sure that the people who absolutely find me obnoxious would actually pay you not to do work. So there's always that upside.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a funny game.
Yeah, I'll take all that under advisement, man. Just up turning the midnight oil, I seen that you were on, and I taking a listen to what you had going on over there. But yeah, keep me posted and updated, and
Yeah, Edward, if you can hear me, I will. So this is the Darren LaHood for Congress house, and one of our haters on here, Adams, who is supporting Darren LaHood, is giving us good content for YouTube. But we need Mojo X back, and he'll probably be back on Monday or Tuesday, hopefully. But he's the one who's helping do a lot of the organizing here on this app and doing the money bombs, fundraisers, and content creation. And he liked you, so, and you know, I thought your interview went well, and I definitely want you to get signatures. But in terms of like, you know, if you did a Friday and a Saturday and it was $200 a day plus lodging plus fuel, you know, that's like going to be like a $700 endeavor. You know, I would assume that would be the minimum you'd want to go out there for a Friday, Saturday. But it's, you know, we'll see. We'll do one test like with one Friday, Saturday, see how many signatures you get, and then you can determine whether you want to do hourly, like per signature. You know, and then hopefully if we can raise a couple thousand, then it'll be no problem. You'll be able to. So I'm going to live stream an X space. This is Adrian Dittman, aka Elon Musk, live on X right now. It's called The Conversation. That X account is called John Kitover IL16.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to the other guy that was talking?
Who?
He was just telling me about Darren Hood and.
I mean, that was me. That was me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's just, I'm pressing buttons here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Get acclimated to the app here.
Yeah, no worries. Try to find this guy called Adrian Dittman on there. I'll put it in the chat on here. All right, maybe I can just get you the link. Let me see if I can pin it. But this guy, this is Elon Musk. This is his pen name account or his burner account. Two T's, one M. No, I think that's my account. Because I have filmed Elon Musk on X for like 2 years now. And
what's his profile?
It's in the link. Click that link above. That's his X account.
And we have a nationwide federal law enforcement apparatus that is also not accountable to the people.
That's Elon Musk.
I don't like using that word police state just because it will be used as weapon.
Yeah, that's him. That's Elon Musk.
It's definitely concerning. I just don't like using that word.
When has there ever been a situation?
And you were saying, what about this?
Law enforcement agency or unit or
Just follow him, and because eventually we want to try to raise money from Elon, but he's not a friend of the campaign yet.
when has there ever been a single law enforcement force
Are you
together to police the citizens?
Are you hip to Israel? The guy who used to run for Israel
It's a
Hampton?
single unit. Yeah, no. I don't think
Force is what I said.
No, I don't know.
single force.
Other than
No.
specific forces. There's task
No, I
forces.
mean,
Force is a force, right?
of course.
This fool got to work with him.
When has there ever been a single force policing the cities of the United States of America that answer to this federal government ever?
It hasn't, which is why I'm saying this is a clear march to a worse scenario. Is what I was getting at. If you go look at the origin of task force and look at the continuation where
That's limited by task, correct? There's a limiting factor there. Just in the name, there's a limitation there, right? It implies task is a
See what I just put in there?
limitation, is it not?
Yeah, I see it.
to be honest, it's yes in the word, but that's not what happens in reality. I mean, they call it a task force.
But we're going by what it says.
Yeah.
So if a task force exceeds its mandate and overreaches just in that limited capacity, what do you think is going to happen with a federal police force? You think that it's going to follow the mandates, or we can expect what happened during the Biden administration? What do you think is more likely?
I think it'll probably be used. It'll be weaponized by whoever's in.
So I'm in an X room right now called National Guard Federal Policing DC Good or Bad States Next Debate.
FBI field offices across the country, ATF
Let me see
field
if I
offices.
get this
There
thing.
never used to be this many field offices everywhere. So it's only getting worse.
And who is it getting
Yeah, let me ask you guys, is anybody impressed to a gentleman by the name of Wade Hunsaker?
I don't know.
Who is running the executive branch that's getting worse under right now?
Well, right now it's under Trump. I mean, it's been happening since the Senate.
Who is responsible for passing law? Okay, who is the governing body right now that it's happening in both Congress and in the Senate, in the House and the Senate and the executive? Who is it happening under?
Well, the union.
What party is in power right now in the United States?
The Republicans are in power.
What party was in power the last 4 years when it happened?
Are you talking about the Biden administration?
Okay, Edward, let's chat back on Clubhouse on Monday morning at like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and we'll see if Mojo's back. And we'll see if we can do a money bomb fundraiser on Monday to get you out into the field next week.
Yeah, I was trying to. Are you saying under the
But we need to hold.
It's definitely party.
Okay, so I voted for Trump.
Okay, let's keep our fingers crossed and enjoy the rest of your night, and I will chat with you tomorrow or Monday.
Is that happening right now?
Okay, sounds good. Have a good night. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Is the powers of the deep state expanding right now? Given that we're looking at a federal police force?
They are definitely expanding. And sadly, I think the excuse that's being used is basically it's being looked at as a triage type of a situation.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Let's go to the teammate. Go ahead.
Hey, Diligent, I've been listening in for a good thing. I've been listening to you. I understand your take.
What's my take? I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like what you were just saying, This is happening under Trump. The Trump administration. There is an expansion of federal authority into the states. I think that
How is that working out for Governor Newsom right now?
Well, that's the interesting point, because when it's a state that the president doesn't agree with,
Ukrainian President Zelensky is once again calling for a personal meeting with Vladimir Putin, saying only direct talks can bring lasting peace. He's proposing a new round of negotiations next week.
Most important when people don't agree with them.
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to chime in. So the sheriffs, I believe, are the most important. They are the ones that report to the local communities that elect them. They can resist the governors. They can resist the president. They are the most powerful in the nation. It's always been the sheriffs. That's where the root power of law enforcement actually comes from, is the sheriff's departments. So now whether or not you're going to have a strong sheriff that's going to stick up for its citizens and its communities when, a president sends in or a governor sends in other law enforcement.
Does Trump's new EO give him the authority to deputize sheriff and municipal law enforcement as ICE agents?
Well, yeah, so that's what I wanted to touch on that earlier. So when they deputize them, they're essentially giving them the permission to enforce the federal laws. From my understanding, they can actually deputize these, whether it be sheriff or local law enforcement officers, to carry out what would be federal law, this is a very interesting discussion. Yeah, exactly. So this is a very interesting discussion.
So then the local law enforcement is being enveloped by the federal government, correct?
That would be exactly a police state. Yes, 100%. There's no way around it, whether it's my guy leading the country right now or not. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a good precedent to set. Yeah, so
then am I being hyperbolic or crazy, or what about my position of having a concern with this is fallacious?
No, nothing. I think that your concern, and I've kind of heard it in the way that I kind of think about it right now, our guy is kind of behind the wheel. We kind of agree with what he's doing, but we also know that he could abuse that power at any time, and he's not going to, this power is going to be left on the desk when he leaves. So whoever comes in after him, this sort of precedent that's being set is very dangerous.
Why is our guy limiting the power of the people?
That's the interesting part, because we are under an actual insurrection. I think it should have been called that from the beginning. I don't think they should be shirking around it. I think the president should release all of the classified materials to justify his actions. They're not doing it right now, but there's clearly an insurrection. It's been happening nationwide.
What do you mean? What do you mean by insurrection? What kind of insurrection is happening?
So foreign governments have been sending people, personnel, and money to the United States to influence our governors, our mayors, our elected officials in order to carry out non-U.S. agendas, non-U.S. government-related agendas.
And you don't think that they've been doing the same thing to get the federal government to carry out non-U.S. agendas?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who was responsible for keeping the border down for 4 years last term? Was it the states or was it the federal government?
The federal government. I know Texas did try to.
Is having an open border in the best interest of the people?
No, absolutely not. You can't have open borders. You can't have a country.
So if the federal government is the one that's responsible for creating the invasion, how is policing the states going to fix a problem within the federal government?
Well, I think part of it's now you got to try and clean up the mess that was left from the prior administration, which is this is the way the U.S. Constitution and our government works. It's a back and forth kind of thing. You got that pendulum swinging back and forth, and I think that right now we're in a bad part of
Is increasing the weight of that pendulum the smartest thing to do when we know that it's going to swing back?
That's the tough question. How do you do this? And this is what I think Trump is actually trying to do. I think he's trying to be delicate while he does this, because he could have clearly just signed a piece of paper declared it an insurrection and handled this much differently. So I do believe
a dictator for life in Russia. It's not easy. You have to be both brutal and a great chess player, obviously. And I know that Trump is looking to get out because we can't afford it right now. As opposed to
Wednesday, he said that he is going to police the states, and if they resist, he will declare an emergency.
Yeah. So right now you have states that are actively resisting federal law.
Go the way that the federal government wants, then they won't declare an insurrection. But if there's any resistance, they will, and the result either way is going to be a federal police force. Correct?
Well, in a way, we already have a federal police force. It's just not organized for necessarily what he's using it for now. Like, that's not their sole objective. Isn't the sort of activity they're involved in right now, like cleaning up DC. That's not what they were necessarily trained to do.
What do you mean by
but
cleaning up? How are they cleaning up DC?
Well, there was a lot of rampant crime all over the city. DC is actually more than 10 miles now.
Policing, right? General policing.
Yeah, like from my understanding, they're enforcing.
It wasn't task specifically. It was local and federal.
Yeah, but they've now started helping with some of the local laws under the Attorney General Bureau.
So now they are enforcing a unified local and federal law system, correct?
Yes, but technically this is only possible in Washington D.C. because this is a federal system. So he doesn't have to declare a insurrection.
If he declares the Insurrection Act, when he goes into Detroit or when he goes into Chicago or New York, will it still be a federal police force?
Well, I think he's trying to avoid that. He shouldn't have to. The states are mandated.
What evidence do you have to suggest that he's avoiding it?
The 10th Amendment. He doesn't want to override the 10th Amendment and declare an insurrection. I mean, the states are responsible for the people in their states, not the federal government.
So
a lot of people have this upside down.
What evidence do you have that he's not going to send police into these cities?
It's not that I don't have evidence. It's that these are state cops.
I'm not saying that you don't have evidence. I'm not trying to give you a negative. Okay, I'll try again. What evidence is there that Trump is not going to send? Okay, he's declared that he is sending police into the cities. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, but he's doing it for
police into state level cities.
Yes, because the states and cities have failed to protect the citizens, which
Okay,
I know that they were doing that in D.C. Washington, D.C.
Does declare that he's intending nationwide, correct?
Similar. I haven't heard the specifics, but in the cities that are kind of crime-ridden, as well as having what's now been declared foreign terrorist organizations in those cities.
Article 2. Section 1 of the United States Constitution. Article 2. Section.
Did he say how long?
In-state is higher than this is your U.S.
Right now, there's been no determination, but I'm going to point this out again, Diligent. There has been a massive failure on the state side. State governors, all the way down into the cities, that have failed to protect their citizens. I mean, there's death records.
So what has to happen for Trump to be able to successfully carry out the mission of lowering crime for a significant period of time in these cities? What has to happen to, what kind of force or what kind of police force does he have to organize to make that work?
Well, it should be a cooperation. Like a cooperation agreement.
Yeah, but
obviously
it's not a cooperation, or it would already be occurring. So let's get past the semantics of what it should be, and let's get to the semantics of what it needs to be. So, what has to happen for Trump to be able to enforce the rule of law in these Democrat cities?
It depends on which one you're talking about, right? Like New York has a much different problem than Detroit. But if we're talking about just like one category of crime,
what has to happen? When did they say that they were going to go into these cities and lower one category of crime? Did he say that when he spoke Wednesday?
No,
that would be a task force, correct?
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. Eventually, that's what they're going to determine.
That's not what was stated. So let's go by what was stated. Okay, so what would have to happen for Trump to go into New York, LA, and Chicago, because those are the three that he named? What has to happen for him to be able to go into those cities and lower crime in general?
Well, you have to have justification to do so first, which I said he already has.
What logistically has to happen for him to lower crime in New York, Chicago, and LA? Logistically. So don't force present under the authorization or the authority of the president, correct?
Yeah, and they'll deputize National Guard members.
And they'll deputize whoever they need to make it happen, correct?
Yeah, in order to
right.
Yeah, that's kind of what the picture looks like.
Another one in LA.
It's possible. There's problems.
If we described it that it was happening, it applies. Does it not apply to all three cities?
Well, logistically, yeah. 100% across the board.
There has to be a federal law enforcement present to enforce the laws in this crime rampant city of Chicago, correct?
Yeah.
Is that same logic to apply to Chicago, to LA?
Yeah, any of those problematic areas.
Does that same logic apply to New York?
Yes, New York City. Yeah, I believe that's on the list as well.
Does that same logic apply to any crime-ridden city in the United States?
Yes, most likely.
Okay, and so we have a federal police force that's enforcing the laws of the federal and local, answering to one person or one agency. Okay, see the federal executive branch of the government. I'll just leave it there, right? So when do they need to stop doing it? What's the sunset clause? Is there a stated sunset clause?
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. There has to be a mission set, right? Like there has to be an objective, whether it be because of the murder rates are too high, the drug trafficking is too high, any deprivation of rights on the citizen justifies it.
How many, on what basis or what time span is crime reported for any city?
Oh, I'm not sure, but I know it's not
annually.
It's not daily.
Every year. It's every year.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so is it going to be just a year? So we're going to have we can agree that it takes a year to measure crime statistics in every city. That's how they're reported. Yeah. If anybody's on stage and knows if I'm right, can you give me 100? Is crime reported annually? Anybody give me 100? Anybody on stage? Anybody listening? Throw up 100. Okay, cool. One person knows. All right, so if crime is reported every year, right, how long is it going to take a federal occupation of these cities to determine whether or not they're lowering the crime?
Well, it can't take more than 3 years, right? Because he'll be leaving office then.
So
that's the protection in our system.
That's the protection in our system.
Yep. That's the only one we have. To be honest.
When a president does executive actions, do those executive actions just immediately go away when they leave office?
No, not necessarily. If the incoming president agrees with it, they can continue it. But we do have. That's what I'm saying. There isn't one unless
And you said that by nature of the system, that it would be the end of the presidential term, but then you also said that the executive actions persist on to the next president. The next president actually has to make an executive action to undo the previous president's executive actions, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So then the federal police state that's being created right now and getting ready to be deployed, there's a potential for it to persist indefinitely, correct?
Yeah, there is, but that's where elections come in. You know, that's where your congressmen and your senators, that's why we have the other two branches that the legislative and judicial. There could be things done that restrict that. If this causes enough problems, there could be things that restrict.
We should wait for a single cohesive federal police force to be empowered before we try to mitigate it. Is that what you're suggesting?
No, that's the problem. We already created the system. It existed under Obama as well. It existed under Bush and Clinton. It's been around for a long time.
When has there ever been a single federal police force like what's being proposed right now in your memory under any president?
No. This is the first time I've seen the federal government do this.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not something that we've dealt with under Obama or Bush or any
other. But the law exists, and your senators are the ones that voted for it, as well as mine. They're the ones that put it in there.
It doesn't. Okay, I understand that. That's fine. We can. Hindsight's 20/20. That's good. So
exactly.
Should we wait for this federal single force to occupy state municipalities and then try to fix it afterwards? Or should we try to prevent it from happening at all? Which seems more logical?
The more logical one would be to try and prevent the powers from being expanded even more. And that would be through calling your senators and your congressmen and complaining and having discussions like we're having right now, where you're actually bringing up really good points. Because I don't remember much power ever being given to government that ever gets given back to the people. And that everybody should be worried about that.